Bum finger, finger bum.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Spirit is traumatized, and it is entirely my fault. But it's fine. If you want more knowledge of the whereabouts of my fingers at all times, you should join the Discord.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
What is the command for the trigger warning, by the way?
Exclamation mark corpse party.
Okay, thank you.
And it's the whole thing because, you know...
Yeah, you can't just...
Can't really abbreviate that one.
But anyway, hello cryptids, welcome. We are unhinged and we haven't even fucking started yet. We're what, like 5 minutes into being live, 10 minutes into being live. I'm already receiving death threats. I'm already sticking my finger up people's asses. Like, we are just ready to go.
Uh-huh.
My spirit was in bed right up until about 10 minutes ago, and I was just like, finger up butt.
Uh-huh.
Wake spirit up. Get him out of bed.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked. He's here.
It worked.
Oh no, not the slushy. Anyway, trigger warning for graphic depictions of violence to children and teenagers, gore, death, mentions or references to past sexual assault, more corpses, more death, and some semi-antiquated views on magic.
Semi-antiquated views on what?
Magic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with their white magic, black magic stuff that they mention in the subtitles.
Yes.
Though we will not be saying that, we'll be saying left and right-handed paths, respectively, because the other terms have some really negative connotations.
Yeah.
Other trigger warnings include me talking about my finger and people's asses.
Uh-huh.
There might also be mentions of tobacco or tobacco products, alcohol, my finger, spirit's ass.
Oh my god.
He's already done, and we haven't even fucking started yet. Alright, you guys will have to let me know if the volume's good. It should be. It is at the normal 68 that it usually is at, but you know, sometimes
Because it can't go to 69.
Because it can't go to 69. It's impossible.
Impossible.
Alright, new chapter. Extra chapter 4. Blood Drive, extra chapter 4, memories like beautiful dreams.
Are you coming for my ass, V? What?
What, son? I know that's not how you meant for it to read, but that is exactly how it reads, V. No incest, V, no incest.
I'm glad the sound is good, but holy fuck.
Oh, you're preparing your ass for my finger.
That's not how that comment reads, V.
Oh, we got moaning lines to start the chapter off. That's a great...
I can't hear it, so I'm just going to assume that's right.
This is you talking, I believe. Yep.
Both of those are me. It's going to be me either way.
That's you talking. Well, I was just making sure it wasn't the wall talking or the candle talking, you know.
Through my hazy vision, all I could see was a pair of red eyes cutting through the darkness like flames.
Actually, here, you hold this idea. I can go through the lines with the space bar, and you can go through the lines with the X button. So when it's my lines, I do the space bar, and when it's yours, you do X button.
Okay. I could barely breathe, and I kept drifting in and out of consciousness.
Also, I've not had anything. I'm just, I don't know.
His meds don't work.
Oh, my meds don't work anymore. I'm having the heavers. Yeah. I am hungry. If anything, I am high on lack of meat. But it's fine. We will watch the meat and the thing, like, I don't know, you guys, you can't see my mouse, that sucks. I'm hovering over the fucking meat wall, going,
The meat wall.
Meat. Like, I will eat the entirety of the fucking space, let's go. I'll nom it like a Yumi did.
I wonder why. Why at a time like this would that sticker photo I kept on my desk be the first thing to pop into my mind?
I don't know, maybe because you're gay.
Maybe. I know they say your life flashes before your eyes before you die, but this was only a single page from my past.
And I'm thinking rump roast beef.
Albeit a very dear one.
There are chicken nuggets in the freezer though. You can come out of the walls and have them at any point.
Yeah.
They've been in there a while, they probably need eating.
Probably. That day was almost like a dream. I could hear their laughter in the back of my head. The sky was a beautiful crimson-purple fusion. That sounds concerning. And the sweetness of that cake from the cafe was still on my tongue as we entered the photo booth.
Oh my god, he's turning down chicken nuggets.
Oh my god.
Also, you probably need to talk a little bit louder because you are much quieter than usual.
Okay, but when I speak, if you look at the mic thing, I am still within my usual range.
Oh, you just sound very quiet.
It's the soft voice I have to give
Oh,
Aiko.
okay. I am dumb, okay? All I know is finger, bum, finger. Don't choke on your slushy.
Banned.
See, when I choke on stuff, it's either water or a rock hard cock, so... Spirit has had enough.
I've been awake 15 minutes.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
And he already wants to go back to
I'm
bed.
going back to bed. Fuck this. See you later.
Even Gizmo's had enough of it.
Gizmo's always had enough of us. Gizmo can't wait for the day he magically sprouts wings and can fly away.
I'm joking. He's actually been sitting on me almost all day. He's been very, very pleased.
Oh, it's blue raspberry flavour, making that what you will.
Fair.
How did things wind up like this? Did I do something wrong? And if so, when? And where? All the time, Michael. All the time. Somehow the answers to these questions seemed less interesting to me by the moment as events from my past replayed themselves within me. It was like I'd gone back in time.
So the question is, Spirit, would you like the blue raspberry flavored, or would you rather stick with your traditional strawberry flavored of me? I've broken him already.
Strawberry. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the sound of a door being thrown open brought me back to my senses. Sayaka! I come bearing gifts, Sayaka. Sorry to keep you waiting. Were you lonely? Were you crying because you didn't know when I'd be back?
I don't know very many spoilers for the Sachiko's birthday game, by the way, because I've only seen really out of context clips. But enjoy Inamaru while you can, that's all I'm gonna say. He gets completely fucked by the next game, so just...
A lot of people do, yeah. A lot of people get absolutely fucking destroyed by the next game.
So just enjoy him while he's sweet and pure and not the way he shows up in the next game.
Yeah. Quiet, Inamaru. Your little Naho is sleeping, and we wouldn't want to wake her now, would we? A baby.
I heard every word and raised my head to survey the situation. Though I first regained my focus by staring at the clock above the blackboard, which slowly registered in my newly awakened mind as indicating it was now 4 o'clock. I feel like I overslept. I must have been exhausted from working on that draft late into the night, but with the deadline fast approaching, I had little other choice. I also must have been out for a really long time, as I had absolutely no memories of anything from 6th period. That's me, I've got no memories of anything ever. Does that just mean I'm always asleep?
Maybe.
I looked around me, but the only other people in the room were Sayaka and Inamaru, who was still innocent, for now.
I don't know. Sorry, Naho. Did we wake you? It's okay for you to go back to sleep if you want.
Sayaka seemed to have noticed I'd woken up and was running over to check on me, but I just shook my head first to indicate no, and then much harder to shake off the drowsiness. I'm fine. Please don't tell me you've been waiting for me to wake up, though. If so, I'm really sorry to keep you so long.
Don't apologise, Naho. Oh, you know there's no such thing as bad blood between us bestest buds. Why is she talking like
I
this?
don't know. Why are you talking like Lyra? Sayaka flashed me an overzealous forced smile, which I returned, though mine was quite natural. Hers probably was too, actually, though I couldn't say for sure. Either way, it was super cute. Yay.
Okay. So, Inamaru, where is it? Did you get it?
The tone in her voice changed completely. And her smile disappeared too, now that she was addressing Inamaru instead of me.
If you should extend your beautiful, delicate hand to me, I would happily answer your questions with all the love in my heart and soul. Such as,
I know,
how
right?
do I love thee? Permit me to count the ways. Yeah, the fucking baby talk, I don't... That's a definite no on that. All I want from you is what I sent you out to get. I can see the embarrassment written plainly on your face. How long must this fuss go on before you show me your true colours?
Haruki Inamaru was our mutual classmate and childhood friend of Sayaka's. Everything he did for Sayaka. His whole world seemed to revolve around her, and sometimes she'd play along making his day, but that hadn't happened for a while now. He had the blood of an Izumo priest running through his veins, which gave him a considerable amount of spiritual ability, though he never seemed to like having that brought up. Sayaka, did you ask Inamaru to bring you something?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Snacks. You want some too?
I'm good, but here? If you're hungry, you should have eaten on the way home. That's what I'd always been taught. Though actually, we did eat on the way home all the time, so I guess this particular hunger somehow ran deeper.
But I'm hungry now, and I can't keep this beast caged up any longer. I want to eat right here.
Bro, stop. I'm hungry already.
You're Sayaka.
Well,
Sayaka, here they are.
I've decided on a reward for myself if we get through the rest of the extra chapters today, by the way. Just
Okay.
for the record.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Okay.
Inamaru, who'd left the room without our knowledge a few seconds earlier, suddenly burst back in, with a flatbed cart in tow, squeaking away. And I could hardly believe what was on it.
Ta-da! How's this, Sayaka? I brought you a whole smorgasbord.
Boxes and boxes of fatty, sugary, prepackaged foods lined every square inch of the transport. Cake, waffles, donuts. Oh, and a box from that pretzel shop that recently opened too. No, shut the fuck up. Stop it. Add to that cookies, pies, macaroons, even ice cream. He had all the bases covered for sure.
Yay! They look so tasty. Time for a sugar high.
Oh, so Sayaka has suddenly become our son.
Sayaka is V.
To my surprise, Sayaka beelined from one of the boxes, setting in motion what may have been the biggest binge I'd ever seen. Box after box fell before her, many before she'd even sat down. Her voice is way too clear for her to be eating, by the way, in the Japanese. It's so fucking funny. Like, there's no way you've got any food in your mouth. You didn't try. Sayaka was ingesting these fatty, sugary, processed foods at an alarming rate. How dare you fucking fat shaming her? How dare you?
Oh,
Bad Maho.
yeah, this is a thing I've noticed is becoming a theme with this part and in the next game. The next game, I've written down somewhere that there's a warning for like diet talk and weight shaming and stuff.
I've noticed it between them, yeah.
So, these two are also notorious for it. I don't know how much worse than that it's gonna get, but just, you know, keep that in mind.
Yeah, like, at least with the next game, Spirit will have an idea of what's going on because he played it in advance. Because
Played it and wrote notes.
There's a lot we're gonna have to censor with it, so...
Yeah.
But this one here, I've not played the extra chapters, and I don't know if
I've never played the extra chapters for this one, so I have no idea. The only one I ever played was the one with, Yuya and Morishige.
Okay, you know what? I will food shame one person, and I think it's important. Gizmo has discovered that he can chomp on wires. And that's all he wants to do right now. He discovered it a couple hours ago. He discovered he could chomp on wires, and apparently they taste nice or something because he's just addicted to chomping on this one particular wire right behind the computer. And he keeps trying to go over there. So I will food shame, but only because wire is not food, and this particular wire carries electricity.
No electricity.
Maybe he thinks he'll get superpowers.
Yeah.
Gizmo. Sayaka, are you feeling okay? But yes, only food shame is animals eating wires food shame, or animals trying to eat chocolate, or animals eating poison.
Poison.
Gizmo. He's tried to do all three of those today.
Today. Gizmo.
He's gotten bold and brave and just tried to eat all kinds of stuff he's not supposed to.
Oh no.
He was also trying to eat toilet paper.
Fuck's sake, Gizmo. Oh, did you want some too? Help yourself. Everything is simply scrumptious.
Were you seriously that hungry?
I totally was.
Speaking of...
Definitely.
There, you guys had the distraction of a can opening, it's fine. I was legitimately scared by the sheer quantity of sweets still stacked in that cart. I was afraid that Sayaka would get what Cryptic has and develop the diabetes.
The diabetes.
But does that stop me? No. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have the kind where I have to get the insulin shots, so I'm perfectly in denial of how bad it probably is. I mean, I love candy as much as the next person, but I was practically getting heartburn just looking at this massive haul. I have that happen all the time, by the way. I will look at a picture of food and I will just suddenly get like that heartburn feeling and be like, how the fuck do people eat that? And it's always American food.
Yeah.
It's always like a burger topped with fucking donuts and bacon that's been deep fried, and then there's like more donuts, and then there's like a funnel cake on top of it, and then the whole thing's been deep fried again, and I'm just sitting there like
that. Yeah. Some of the food you see on the internet, like especially over in the UK, I've noticed that that's something that happens quite a lot. Is if you see American food, then it's always the weirdest fucking combinations smushed together as a burger and deep fried, and it just looks fucking vile.
There was one I saw that involved pickles and Oreos and fucking pistachio nuts all in a burger with meat, and I was like,
ew.
Why?
Ew. No.
No, listen, you want a good burger. I'm an American. I can give you a good authority on good American food, okay? What you need to do is you need to get like 80 and 20 beef, you know, like 80% meat and like 20% of the fat stuff, so that it's not like super greasy and does not give the bad heartburny feelings. And then you top that with some like cheddar and shit, and you top that with some premium fucking applewood bacon, and then you top the whole thing with a little bit of melted cheese and a pretzel bun, and that is amazing. They're called like, I've seen them called bar burgers at places that I've gotten them at, but they are fucking delicious. Also, anything that says it's a barbecue or a brisket-based burger, you need. It's essential.
Yes.
Gizmo, for the love of fuck, please. What? I am very confused, I'm sorry.
That's a lot of B's, and my brain is failing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was the point.
I don't know what to feel about that. Yeah, go silly to all. Yum yum yum.
Can't believe you're not sharing. It's fucking rude. Wait, Sayaka, you can't be serious.
But I am. Quite an appetite on this one. Just let me know if that's not enough for you, Sayaka, and I'll go get you some more right away.
Also, that's something I've seen lately on the internet. It's like this new wave of guys who are just like, if I go out with the chick and she just gets a salad, I'm gonna be like, smell like, eat like a normal person. Like, come on, just eat what makes you happy. Don't get a salad just because I'm a guy and I'm there. And I love this fucking, just like, no, do what you want. Fuck it. Because like, I saw one fairly recently. It was on a TikTok. It was this guy that had just gone out with this girl, and she told the waiter she wanted a salad, and so he immediately piped up and said, do you want a salad, or are you getting a salad because you expect me to want you to get a salad? And she was like, well, we're on a first date, so I'm supposed to get a salad. And he was like, no, you get something good. Like, get something that tastes good. He's like, you are getting like a tiny little side salad. That's not a meal. Get what you want to get. And she's like, okay, the double cheeseburger, fries, side of mashed potatoes. And he was like, yes.
Yes.
And apparently they've gone out like 3 times since that or whatever. But it's like, it was cute. It's like, I love this.
Yes.
Like fuck the, fuck the whole like what other people think. If you go out and you want to get a salad, it's fine. I go out and get salad sometimes. Specifically Outback strawberry salad. I love it. It's delicious, and honestly, it's so hard to find perfectly ripe strawberries at the store. But no, like, if you're going out with somebody for the first time, get what you would normally get. Like, this bullshit of just getting a salad. No, just get what you want. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy. I am hungry, and I could talk about food all day. Anyway.
It's like us, our first like in-person date, we went to fucking McDonald's. We were like, we're getting burger, chicken nuggies.
And then I wanted one of the wraps.
Yes, you wanted
because they
one of
don't
the
have
wraps.
them here anymore.
No? Oh, well, yeah, and you got one of the wraps, and we're like, great, perfect. So we sat in the middle of the town centre eating all of this at like fucking 9 at night.
Yeah. And our not in-person dates, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna send you some food. What do you want? And he'd be like, well, I'm gonna get something tiny and cute because I'm an uwu soft boy. And I'm like, the fuck you are. I know you like pizza and shit like that. What do you want? And he's like,
I'm like, okay, my sister works here. Can you send an order in there and get me this piece?
And then he was like, and also I kind of like milkshake, maybe?
Maybe, please,
And I was
milkshake.
like, yes, please, that is an adorable meal. You can get that. Because he was just like originally like, well, is there just like a place that has something little healthy and is the healthy food and it's the cute you're supposed to get? I'm like, no, fuck that. Get something you like. I know for a fact you don't like what you're telling me to order. I know you're full of shit.
Yeah. I skipped another line because Naho basically just called Sayaka fat.
That's fucking rude.
So I skipped that line. But look, Inamaru's being cute. It's fine.
Yes, it's great.
We just
Plus, one of our favorite. Can I talk about like one of our favorite dinner dates?
Yeah.
One of our favorite dinner dates right now is all you can eat meat. So
Yes. Yes.
they'll come to the table and be like, "You want a salad?" And we'll go, "No, no salad."
No, I will take the assorted vegetables, but no salad.
But that's just because you want like the peppers and I want the mushrooms and I
yeah.
want pineapple.
Yeah, I like the peppers and the zucchini they give.
Yes.
So we split it. So he gets some of the mushrooms and the pineapple, and I get the peppers and the zucchini. And
And then we split the onions.
the onions. Yes, we split the onions.
Yes. But like every time they come to the table and they're like, "Oh, you guys are cute. You want little salads, like little date salads." We're like, haha, no.
One thing that does piss me off though, every time we go in, without fucking fail, we order the same fucking drinks. We will get a Diet Coke and a regular Coke, and without fucking fail, every fucking time they give him the Diet Coke and me the regular, and I can't fucking stand the regular over here. But they keep giving him the Diet Coke and giving me the regular one, and I'm like, I get that Americans have this fucking inbuilt fucking stereotype of, oh, it's always the bigger person that has the diet. No, it's me, because I hate fucking corn syrup. Give me the diet one.
Yeah, because like anytime we correct them, they're like, "Oh, what you want?
You want the regular one? You want the one that's full sugar?"
Like, look at me. I'm not even that big. Like,
he's really not. But
I'm the bigger one.
Yeah, and it's not even by much. But it's. They constantly do it, and I constantly have to swap the fucking drinks in front of the server to be like, I'm the one that had the diet. I told you this beforehand. I told you this when you walked up and asked me what drink I wanted. It's like, the Diet Coke is mine.
The only time that hasn't happened is there is one server we occasionally get at this one place that we sometimes go, and we've had her quite a few times over at, the place that starts with an A. And she will give us our correct drinks whenever we order stuff.
Yes.
Because she knows.
She knows.
It's a preference thing.
Yeah.
But like any other, like there are other people we've had 3-4 times the same server. And like we will go in fairly often because I've got a bit of a problem. And they've served us before.
But they still fuck it up.
Do it. And on refills, they'll still swap them.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times we'll end up with like 2 diet drinks at the table because I'll get a refill and they'll bring me a diet drink. And I'm like...
Or I'll get a refill and they'll give me a regular one, and I'm like, have you still got enough left in that cup that we can just swap? Because they do it constantly, and I get that it's the fucking inbuilt fucking
They can see the
stereotypes
diabetes, that's
and
what it is.
they can sense the diabetes. But I hate it because what if I was getting the diet drink for a reason?
Yeah, like what if there was a health reason? Like what if he was like born with the diabetes?
Yeah, what if I was a type 1 diabetic and you're handing me a full sugar fucking Coke and I'd take a drink of it and then that's me, I'm dead on the floor. Like, I get that in our case it's not, but there could be people who go in who do have that issue and they swap the drinks because they don't give a fuck. And it could cause them serious health problems. And I'm like, can you stop this, please? Like, if you're gonna fuck up, at least you're fucking up with me, but please don't fuck this up for someone who actually can't have full sugar drinks, please.
I've also seen that when people order like something that's got like a gluten-free or whatever. I have a friend who's got a gluten allergy and they're assigned female at birth, and whenever they'd go out with people, they had to start going to one restaurant and requesting one server who would not swap it on them because other servers would not give a shit and would make their stuff with the full gluten anyway, and they actually can't have it. Like, they will go to the hospital. And it's a fucking mess. It's like, just give people what they ask
There
for.
was
like,
one place we went to.
Don't think you know better than the person who's asking for what they want, because if they're asking for it, they want it for a reason.
Yeah. There was one place we went to when I first came over here. We went quite frequently. And when we go in, we would get the same thing every time. So he would get like a soup and a salad, and I would get a burger. And every time, without fucking fail, they would dump the salad down in front of me. I'm like, just lift it over and sit it down in front of him in front of the server like, the burger is mine.
And they're just like, oh, but we assume that the fat man wants the burger. It's like, no.
So I'm like,
I want
no,
the soup and the salad.
the burger and the big tasty chips are mine.
What's funny is the soup in that situation, the soup and salad is like bottomless refills and ends up being worse for you than the burger. Like, it looks like it would be the healthier meal, but it is not. And it's so funny. But no, like...
But it's fucking constant. And look, we go out and that's all I see is people just fucking up the orders. And we are very particular people, so when we order things, we will specify this is for me and this is for him. And they still fuck it up. They still swap it round on us. As if we won't fucking notice.
Trade it back. At least we can just trade it back.
So at least we can just swap it, but like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Get your fucking prejudices away from us. Leave me alone. If I want to eat the fatty fucking burger, I will eat the fatty fucking burger.
Yes, just because, you know, you skinny thought boy, it doesn't mean that you want the salads.
I don't want the salads. No salads.
It honestly depends. It depends, like, I hate to say it depends on who you're out with, but it depends on who you're out with.
It could also be that they hear my voice and they go, European must want the healthy foods, and I'm like, no, give me the fucking burger.
Because, see, if I was a case where I was going out with my sister or whatever, you know, back when I had that
back
sister,
when she was still your sister.
Yeah, back when she was still my sister. If I went out with her, they would typically, like, they'd scoff at us, like, they go, but they'd bring us what we ordered. But if I'd go out with, say, Lawrence, they'd be like, Lawrence weighs like 25 pounds on like a good day. Like, Lawrence is a twig. And so anytime we go out, they would always like do the thing that they do with us and swap the stuff. And so I've noticed it's like, if there's even a slight size difference in between the people, they just kind of assume.
Yeah, that the smaller person wants the healthy shit, and I'm like, excuse me, I would like my burger and my fries, and I would like the Tito soup. Give.
Yeah, I've noticed it's that, and then short people, they always assume short people want healthy stuff, and it's like, why? Like, my grandpa is like 5'1", and you know, they just always assume that it's like, oh, you want like the sweeteners, right? You don't want the sugar for your coffee, you want the sweeteners. He's like, no, I'll take sugar.
Give.
Take the sugar. And they're like, oh, you said you want Splenda, and he's like, okay, I guess I'll take the Splenda, but I really wanted the sugar. They just assume, oh, you small, you just...
You small, you must want the foods that make you small. No. No. No.
I want the food that tasty. Anyway.
Give me the tasties. Yes, anyway.
Inimaru, let's go.
It's not a problem, sign, okay? No matter how plump she may get, Sayaka will always be the cutest.
We stand the plump cute peoples.
So I would be glad if I could get my arms all the way around her when I hug her, I suppose. Jesus Christ, Inimaru. Stop being stupid and bring me that box, Inimaru.
Actually, this is a fucking dumb comment, but I like when I hug people and like I can't touch my own arms because like I'm always really warm, but my fingers are always really cold, and I spook myself when I touch my own fingers. So if I hug someone and accidentally touch my own hand, I actually get jump scared.
Jump scared.
I get jump scared by my own hand because it feels dead. It feels dead. I've got circulatory problems, and so my fingers just, it feels
Can
like
you
they're touching a
actually,
corpse.
hold on, stop. Can you actually get your arms all the way around me?
I don't know, I've never tried. Yeah. No, see, I never tried.
You never tried, you can like separate your hands.
I separate my hands out because I don't like touching my own hands.
Sorry, I had to check. As you wish. Oh, would you like me to feed it to you? Here, this macaroon has your name all over it.
All the time we've been in person, and we've never checked.
No, I never checked if you can actually get your hands all the way around me. That being said, I can get mine all the way around you, but maybe I mean, I do have really long arms though.
Stretch yours out. Just a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess they're like 2 inches longer. Okay, fair.
I have really long limbs.
Long limb.
Long limb.
I have half long limb and half short limb. Like one of my arms is shorter than the other by a little bit, but then one of my legs is like a solid 2 inches shorter than the other.
He lopsided.
We don't know why. Like it's funny because it'll scrunch down to where my legs are basically the same length, but if I ever actually try and pop the the muscles and the bones in my legs and just kind of like stretch them out as far as I can, and I pop them, then all of a sudden I gain that like 2 inches on the one side, and it's fucking funny. I don't do it very often because I'm supposed to wear special shoes for it, but I'm cheap and I don't. Plus, honestly, it would piss me off.
Yeah, probably.
It would piss me off if I had shoes that were different heights.
Yeah.
But I'm actually supposed to get custom shoes from specialty sites that are different heights for the good of my legs.
No.
Yeah, my one leg just wants to be taller. I don't even remember which leg it is off the top of my head. I want to say it's my right leg that's longer, but I don't remember. It's been that long since I've stretched out and tried to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was growing up, it would actually alternate. One of my legs would be longer, and then it would be the other one, and then it would be the other one, and then it would be the other one. I would never get growth spurts in both legs at the same time.
No, it has your fingerprints all over it, which is gross. You can eat it.
やったー
Yay!
最後に俺
Sayaka
におや
gave
つを
me
く
a
れた
snack!
Man, poor guy. Poor guy. Poor fucking Sayaka. Everyone fucking judging her for her snacks. Like, fuck all you bitches. Inumara was now holding the macaroon close to his heart with a joyous expression on his face. I couldn't bear to look at him anymore, so I turned my attention back to Sayaka. I studied her as she continued to engorge herself, trying to determine how someone so typically mild-mannered had wound up in such a state. Sweets. End of story. You should have seen me when I got my fucking Starbursts earlier this week. This was decidedly not normal behavior for her anyway. Something was definitely off.
それにしても
Actually, I'm sensing some kind of disturbance. The longer I stared at her, the more I was able to make out a faint shadow wavering just behind her. Oh, what, are they gonna make the fact that she's like really hungry because there's a ghost?
There's a ghost. No,
Fuck's
it's like,
sake.
maybe she's just hungry and she likes sweets. Okay.
Yeah, like honestly, I get so excited when there are sweets. Like another sweet I really like is you know those fucking cookies they sell around different holidays? You get them at like Walmart, and they are literally just sugar shaped like a cookie. They don't taste like cookies. And they've got like that colorful frosting on top with like the sprinkles, and they don't look real. They look like they're made out of plastic. I love those. A spirit. Yes, exactly, V. It was a low-level spirit, one that could easily slip by unnoticed if a highly trained observer weren't looking very, very closely. Specifically, it was the spirit of a little girl, and its attachment to Sayaka was quite weak. It wouldn't take a lot of effort to exercise. Hey, leave the spirit alone.
気づかなかったわ
How careless of me not to notice this presence sooner.
Look, maybe the little girl just wants sweets, okay?
I was now fully convinced that Sayaka's superhuman appetite originated from that little girl.
さやか礼を払うわ
There's a spirit attached to you, Sayaka. Sit still, I'll get rid of it. I produced a talisman from my bag and was just about to throw it down, but Sayaka quite aggressively shook her head at the notion.
なほちゃんだ
Stop now.
悪い例じゃない
She's
から
not a bad spirit.
What?
あのね
I actually feel really bad for her.
かわいずっと楽しみにして
She was
た
walking home one day, all excited after buying herself some really top quality candy, when she got hit by a car whose driver had fallen asleep at the wheel, killing her instantly.
それ以来
At the moment of her death, all she wanted was to eat the tasty sweets, but since she couldn't fulfill that wish, she couldn't pass on. And for the longest time, she didn't have enough energy to possess anyone. But she finally managed to save enough, and the person she latched onto was me.
Are you seriously sympathizing with her? You know that you can't do that, Sayaka. Opening your heart to spirits can only lead to trouble. Yeah, but no. I've got Spirit right here, and he don't lead to trouble. And we've got Tiny House Ghost Spirit, and he don't lead to trouble. He very sweet. He just want Gatorade and snack.
He just wants Gatorade and snack, and when he doesn't get it, he drops things. But other than that, he's fine. He is a sweet little baby.
Yeah, drops things, makes my computer roar, you know.
Scared the shit out of me last night.
Yeah, the thing he usually knocks over, we put away because we had maintenance coming by, and we didn't want questioned. And so, he decided to kick my computer off like, you know, it was roaring like a fucking jet engine, which it never does. It's never done that before. It's the first time it's ever done that.
Yeah.
And we were both like shitting our pants.
And knocked something over in the kitchen that it took us fucking 10 minutes to find.
Yeah.
But he just wants sweets and Gatorade. He happy. But Naho, you're a girl too. You get where she's coming from, don't you? Imagine if you'd been sick to eat super nice sweets for a long time, and you got them, but then died before you could taste any. That would totally suck, wouldn't it?
It would, it really would. Well, sure it would. Still.
Oh,
Shit, sorry.
See? So I'm planning to eat sweets until this little girl is satisfied. It's the least I can do.
My hand twitched, I'm sorry about that.
I mean, just look. Every time I eat something sweet, just look how happy it makes her.
The girl behind Sayaka did seem genuinely pleased every time Sayaka popped something into her mouth. And there wasn't a slight hint of malevolence from her. If anything, she projected a certain innocence that genuinely made even me kind of sympathize with her. But still, I really don't want to see Sayaka. Nope. One of my secret joys was admiring Sayaka's magazine spreads.
Yay.
She always wore the most beautiful clothes, exhibiting a true sense of style and a true understanding of fashion in every photograph. See, the only time that, like, and this is my opinion, obviously, the only time I ever get concerned about someone's weight is if they are gaining or losing it really, really fucking fast. Because in either direction, that's not a good sign. Like, you know, if somebody suddenly, like, loses 20 pounds, I get fucking worried. I'm like, oh my god, what happened? And usually it's justifiable because the people that I know who go through that, where they rapidly gain or lose weight, they've got underlying health issues and shit like that. And so, usually it means there's a flare-up going on. But, like, otherwise, I do not give a flying fuck. Actually, I'm probably in part of a weird part of the population of just general people. Because if somebody gets to be fucking, like, if somebody's Lawrence's build, for instance, I do not find that kind of build attractive at all. It's like, I want somebody who is at least squishy enough that if I lay down with my head on their stomach, there is, like, cushion. Take a little bit of belly. Makes me happy. I like soft.
See, I have a twisted sense of that because I like that for other people, but not me.
I'm getting used to it with me, honestly. I'm getting to where, I've been called fat and ugly, like, my whole life. And I'm getting to where I'm pretty comfortable with the way I am. Like, there's little bits of me that I obviously don't like. One such issue is actually I had to get a chest reduction. And, you know, usually go, oh yay, a trans man has to get a medical chest reduction before he comes out. Like, okay, cool, less booba. But the surgery went bad. So, like, that's something I'm uncomfy with. And there are, like, some marks and stuff on my skin because I've got eczema. So, you know, things like that I'm not super thrilled with. I'm kind of getting there. But I used to be uncomfortable with literally every bit of my appearance, and I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it. To where there are even bits that I joke about now that I would have cried if you would have mentioned it before. And I'm just like, hee hee, I look the way I look, and I am happy with it. Aside from the fucking eczema marks, please, for the love of fuck, stop it.
Stop it.
Yeah, the only reason I don't like those, for the record, is because the specific shade they turn makes it look like I've got dirt on me. I look dirty, and I'm like, no, I don't like it. Like, actually, you guys see on my arms how I'm wearing, like, the fishnet, but there's, like, that black bit around my elbows. That's where I have quite a few of those marks, and that's why they're covered like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, it looks like I just rubbed my arm in some soil. Though I could hardly say that out loud, it was much too embarrassing.
さやか
Sayaka, no matter how good or
どんな例にせよ
pure the spirit,
取り
possession
憑かれた
never
状
ends
態はあ
well.
まり良
She
く
really
ない
should
わ
be exercised.
やっぱ悪いことはできそう
She's
に
a
ないの
girl without a single malicious thought in her mind. I'll be fine.
うんまあ
Honestly, if a person who's been possessed is covering for the spirit, that makes the exorcism much more difficult, even potentially impossible, low level or no. My hands were more or less tied.
犬丸くん
Inumaru,
Sayaka を
can you help me
説得したい
convince
のだけ
Sayaka
れ
to
ど
go through with the
手
exorcism?
伝ってくれる
説得どうして
Convince her? Why?
さやかに霊がついた
You
ま
don't
まな
want
んて
Sayaka to continue being
あなただっ
possessed,
て嫌でし
do
ょ
you?
そうだね
Well, I
What do
guess
you
that is a
think
little
about
worrisome, but I'm
Demo,
also really moved by
霊に同
Sayaka's
情する
kindness.
さやかの
It
心
takes
優
a
し
big
さ
heart
に
to sympathize
俺
with
は
the
感
dead.
動してしまっただ
まさか
Don't tell me
あ
you're
な
okay
た
with
ま
what
で
she's
霊を
doing.
払わ
ってあ
Well,
の子
it's
は
not
不
an
良じゃ
evil
ないから
spirit,
ね
right?
Yeah,
さ
just
やかが
it's
カロリ
making
ー
her
過多
happy
で
just
モ
for
デ
her
ルを
good.
やめ
It's
る
not
ことに
hurting
なってし
anyone.
まっても
Mm.
あなたは構わないの
Nope,
も
nope.
ちろん問題ないよさやかがそれでいいっていうなら
Of course
俺
not.
も
If
そ
that's
れ
what
でいいん
Sayaka
だ
wants, then that's what
俺
I
とさ
want
やかの
too.
心
Our
は
hearts
二
are
人で一
one.
つだからね
あなたに相談した
Guess that's what I
私が
get
バカだった
asking you
み
for
たい
help. My head began to hurt. And every second I watched Sayaka continue to devour her snacks, I became more and more inclined to stop her.
ここは
Fuck's sake, leave her alone.
強行策に
Is
出
this
る
one
し
of
か
the
ない
longer chapters, or this is chapter 4? You said it was chapter 3 and,
I think it is this one that's slightly longer.
I think this calls for drastic measures. Sayaka might hate me for this, I thought, but that was a risk I was willing to take. My course of action decided upon, I took my stance, and prepared to send that girl along to the ever after. But before I could even begin the chant, an unexpected visitor arrived.
My, what a wonderful aroma. May I join you?
The classroom door was wide open, and there she stood, the infamous Aiko Niwa, wearing a unique combination of kimono and school uniform. She was a self-proclaimed intelligence agent from class 3-5, and she had a lot of tendencies I found distasteful. Specifically, she seemed to live for collecting spirit items, and just in general came across as a bit shady and manipulative, or at least that's how I'd always seen her.
はいクション
Yeah, this is the long one. I hope.
Mouthful of donuts, Sayaka nevertheless did her best to acknowledge the presence of this new arrival. She wasn't particularly fond of Aiko, however, as the two of them had butt heads previously. But Sayaka had a general love for beautiful girls, and Aiko ranked fairly high on her beauty scale, so she always seemed a little conflicted about that.
アイコ
Sayaka
何しに
is
来たの
into women,
Yes.
very clearly.
Yes.
Naho is clearly very, very bi, and Sayaka is like a lesbian. I am willing to bet right the fuck now.
There is a scene in the next game that I showed Cryptic because it was very amusing to me. Along with one of
Which one?
someone
You showed me
else's
so many.
lines. Can I? Who do I?
Yes.
Sorry, I muted the mic so I could tell them without spoiling it for everyone. But it definitely plays into Sayaka as a lesbian, and it's mwah.
Also, teach you the ways of the confidence V. What I've started doing is, well, one, I identified the stuff that was making me uncomfortable about my body, and two, I would stare at myself in the mirror and be like, if I saw this on someone else, what would I think? And started trying to think of, like, for instance, if I looked at Spirit and saw some of the stuff that I don't like on my own body, what would I say about it? If I was forced into a corner where I had to make a comment on it, positive or negative, what would my comment to him be? And then I fed myself those those compliments, and it boosted my confidence in those parts of my body. It also helps having him just very much like my body the way it is. So,
Yes.
but a lot of it has been work that I've had to do on my own, where I look at my body as if it's someone else's, and then I'm like, okay.
Young.
Like, honestly, the only bits that I'm still not the fondest of are mostly the eczema. Obviously, the pain from this part of the surgery that I had, because it's actually painful. The way they messed it up is painful, and that makes me fucking annoyed. And then there are also certain facial features of mine I'm not the fondest of, not for any bad reason, just because they look a lot like my sperm donor Claire, and I don't exactly like looking like someone that I found to have been abusive most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like I just kind of took the things I didn't like about myself, pictured them on someone like Spirit, and then practiced what I would say to them if they said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And I absolutely had to give an answer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the eczema one is hard though, because if it was on somebody who wasn't me and say I didn't know what it was,
Mhm.
my response probably like, I don't know, maybe like scrub it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to think of something nice to say for that, which is why that's still kind of lingering.
Yeah.
Because if I saw it on anyone else, I would just assume that, you know, they maybe hadn't showered or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
What are you here for, Aiko?
あら
No, no, there's no need to speak to me so coldly, Naho. I was just descending the stairs on my way home when my nose detected a sweet scent and followed it here. Well, lo and behold, I found you. Could this be fate?
By the way, I see some new people joined. Make sure you read the pinned trigger warning. Also, there is some fat phobia and mentions of fat shaming in this chapter specifically.
Yeah. Aiko, stop trying to seduce Naho. I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, and I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't make such accusations.
アイコさやかを煽らないで
Aiko, don't pester Sayaka.
I would never. You watch.
あの
I
ね
really don't have the time to be
今はあ
dealing
な
with
た
you
の相
right
手を
now.
している暇
Is that so?
She tilted her head and examined the cart full of sweets, then compared its size to Sayaka's tiny frame.
Jesus fucking Christ.
あらあらさやかちゃんは
I will say that is kind of funny when you see somebody who is incredibly tiny and they're able to put away mass amounts. It's like, where did that go? Where did that go?
Me with my best friend my entire fucking life.
Yeah, I had a really close friend at one point, and out of the group of people that I hung out with, me and this person probably ate the most. And at the time, both of us were tiny, and so everybody else in the friend group thought it was hilarious. It took me a while to not be fucking tiny, and I was tiny for bad reasons, but it is kind of funny. It's like, where did that go? What do you have, like a hollow leg or something? You're storing that food in for later?
Mm-hmm. That was the joke we made with him.
Yeah.
Mr. fucking praying mantis being like fucking 6'5" and built like a fucking pole.
We make that joke about Gizmo quite a bit too, because the amount of food he eats, honestly, is about half the size of his body every day. He eats like 13 to 14, that's probably bigger than half the size of his body.
Yeah, he eats a lot.
If you were to put it into a pile, it's literally the size of his entire, like, not counting his legs and head. You know, the rest of his body. And he eats like 13 crickets and has a bunch of kale. And it's like, where do you put that, Gizmo?
He hides it in the pouch and is behind his beard.
Yeah. Though, you know, he also, like, shits his entire body weight every day.
He does.
So.
His tuds are like fucking half the size of him. We're like, how the fuck did you get that out of you, Gizmo? And he's like, I barely didn't. I almost died.
Yeah. He's actually so scared of his own poop that you have to, like, be there and basically handhold him
You have to
through it every
handhold
day,
him
and
through
it's
it
so
every
funny.
day. He cannot handle it.
But yeah, it's so funny watching him eat, because it's like, there is no space in your body. This is bigger than you.
Yeah.
That, and, you know, he does the lizard thing of stick his tongue out and go, ah, ah, and that's hilarious.
Yeah. Aiko made a fat joke. Huh?
さやかが女の子
Sayaka? Nope. Skip.
Sayaka seemed confused, and Inamaru seemed disturbingly intrigued. I just ignored them both and let out a huge sigh.
アイコよく見て
Look a little closer, Aiko.
さや
Can't
か
you see
の
there's a
後ろに
spirit
霊が
behind
い
her?
るでしょ
Ah,
Ara,
now that you mention
so
it.
iwarete
My,
mira.
what a thin presence she has.
ずいぶん
その子がさやかに取り付いて
She's possessed Sayaka and is
これだ
forcing
け
her
の
to eat
スイー
sweets
ツを
on her
食べ
behalf.
させているのよ払いたいのに
I want to exercise her, but Sayaka is not cooperating, so things aren't exactly going well.
そういうことだったの
So that's it then. May I take a
ち
closer
ょっ
look
と見
at
せ
her?
てもらえ
Had to have sippy. Aiko cautiously approached Sayaka and observed the spirit's behavior for a moment. Aiko's passion was a collection of spirit items infused with a deep hatred or malice. So if this little girl wound up being a little darker than she seemed, Aiko would undoubtedly snatch her away on the spot.
スイーツに執着心が
So
ある
you're a
のね
big fan of sweets,
そう
huh? I see.
それで
And
自
how
己
do you
死に
feel
つい
about
ては
dying
どう
in
思
that
っているの
accident?
かしらさぞ無念だっ
You
たの
must
でしょ
have a lot of regrets,
相
I'll
手
bet.
を殺してやり
Have
たい
you
と
ever
か
thought about killing
呪
or
って
crossing the person who did
考
this
え
to
ている
you?
のではそう
Really?
じゃあ
Well,
誰
have
か
you
で
ever
構わ
wanted
ず
other people
同じ
to
目に
end up the
遭えば
same
い
way
い
you did?
なんてあ
I love how she's upset that the answers are clearly no.
Oh, I see.
And by the way, with my experience with spirits, most of them are chill. Just let them have their Gatorade and their cartoons, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like our little house spirit is very sweet. Doesn't like you to talk about the specific stuff he went through too much, but has specifically said, you know, he's like, I suffered, but I don't want anyone else to ever suffer. Not even the people who made me suffer. And it's like, you are such a sweet.
It's so sweet. Yes.
Aiko broke off the conversation shortly after this exchange and walked back towards me with slumped shoulders.
ダメね
It's
全
no
然なっ
use.
てないわ
She won't
せっ
budge.
かく霊になった
There's
と
so
いう
much
のに
potential when
美
becoming
味
a
しいスイ
spirit,
ーツ
but
が
this
味わえれ
girl
ば
just wants
満
to eat
足なので
delicious
すよ
candy
ね
and she'll be completely satisfied.
You know what? Totally fair.
信じられる
Can you believe
ナ
it,
ホちゃん
Naho? She's saying she holds
何
no
も恨んで
grudge.
ないっていうのよ
But that can't be possible, right?
そんな
And
霊
even
に
if it
存在
is,
価値は
there's
ないわ
simply no value to be had in spirits like that.
Aiko had completely lost interest, and she didn't seem to care that the little girl had heard every word she'd said. The spirit was on the verge of tears, shrinking back behind Sayaka to distance herself as much as possible from the hostile new presence.
そこまで愛子が
If
言う
Aiko is that adamant, then I guess the poor thing really doesn't hold any ill will.
だからね
I told you, I feel really bad for her. Please try to understand, Naho. Meow, meow.
Sayaka spoke with a bit of
Staccato.
staccato,
Yeah.
her lips sticky with apple pie residue. Apple pie.
でもさやか
Bye.
その
But
まま食べ
Sayaka, if you
続け
keep
てた
eating it
ら
like
大
that,
変
it's
でし
gonna
ょ
catch up with you. You're gonna get the diabetes like Cryptic.
The diabetes. Yum,
そう
yum,
か
yum,
な
yum. You think so?
さやかちゃんは
You're not
そ
going
の
to
霊
let
がか
Naho
わいそうだ
exercise the
から
ghost
除霊
because
は
you
し
feel
なくて
sorry
いい
for
と
her
考え
then?
ているのね
Huh? Yeah,
はい
そうなの
I see.
ナホちゃん
So
が
despite how much
こんなに
Naho is
心を
hurt
痛
by
めてい
your
るのに
actions,
あ
you're
なた
going
は
to
そ
side
の
with
霊
that
に味
spirit?
方をする
Huh?
That's fucking manipulative and rude, Aiko.
That is. Oh.
ねえナホちゃん
See,
さやか
Naho.
ちゃんたらひどい
Isn't
わね
Sayaka mean?
Aiko smiled and saddled up next to me. She was clearly plotting something. She took my hand in hers and wrapped her fingers around it delicately.
あなたの気持ちを無限に
Let's
する
leave
か
this
なんて放っ
uncouth
てお
girl
い
who has
て
no regard for
私
your
とデー
feelings
トし
and go
ま
out
しょう
on a date,
ナホちゃ
shall
ん
we? No! You can't!
Sayaka immediately shot to her feet, knocking over her chair in the process. And just like that, she no longer had the slightest interest in any part of the mountain of candy that lay sprawled out before her. This sudden shift separated the spirit from Sayaka, as if the cord had been cut on a kite.
ナホちゃんデートする
If you're gonna date anyone, Naho, date me! I'm off after school today. What do you say, huh? Huh?
構わないけど
That's fine, I guess.
Alright! Scored a date with Naho! My throat is fucking dying on me.
Aw, you want some sippy?
I need sippy.
Sayaka hugged me excitedly and I was overjoyed. It's always nice knowing how much other people really care about you. But then, for a brief moment, my eyes locked with the little girl's spirit floating in the air, and that was all it took.
いけない
Fuck. The spirit was quicker to act than I was to realize what I had done. By the time I had, it was too late. She was already within me. Instantly, my stomach emptied, and I was intensely, massively hungry. The hungriest I'd ever been.
さやか
Actually, Sayaka, sorry, but let's hold off on that date for a little.
Huh?
私
I absolutely
それ
have to
食
eat
べ
that.
ないと
I flew over to Sayaka's chair and threw open one of the stacked boxes. Jackpot, it was full of custard-filled cream puffs.
Where are you running off to? Is he poopy?
I don't know, I don't trust it. Gizmo?
Gizmo.
I don't trust it. Jackpot, it was one of full of custard-filled cream puffs. I grabbed one and shoved it in my mouth with absolutely no regard for the mess or manners. The rich custard melted in my mouth, and the light, delicate aroma filled my nostrils. I was just mimicking the noise I heard. Don't you get ideas? The rich,
You
oh, I
read
didn't say
this
that
one.
yet. But rather than sating my appetite, this delicious temptation only made it stronger.
おいしい
Oh, good.
あらあら今度は
Oh
こ
dear.
アホちゃんに
It
つい
looks
ちゃった
like
の
your
ね
spirit has found its way into Naho now. What? Oh wow, you're right. Naho, are you okay?
I had neither the time nor desire to answer the question. I was too busy moving my hands and mouth, eating either sweets or formulating a game plan of to
大
eat
丈夫
further sweets more effectively, but I couldn't exactly leave her hanging. I'm fine. After every bite, the girl possessing me expressed pure, absolute gratitude. I heard whispers from her to the effect of, "I'm so happy," and "Thank you so much," and I immediately realized this could be a real problem.
さやかが同情するのも
I totally get why Sayaka felt sympathy for this girl. The desire to continue eating no matter what made the spirit every girl's worst enemy. And the worst part was that you couldn't just say no to her. She was too relatable. Rarely had I ever encountered a spirit who elected such sympathy that its host would choose not to part with it. This eclair is amazing.
こっちのエクレアも美味しい
You don't want any more, Sayaka?
私もお腹
No, I'm full. Actually, wow, did I really eat this much?
The number of open and empty boxes was either astounding or sickening, depending on your viewpoint.
さやか
I can tell you were enjoying your food, Sayaka, by the unrestrained, unbridled passion with which you consumed it.
間違いなく体重が増え
He
るでしょ
really
うね
is.
楽しみだわ
You're almost certainly going to gain a little weight from the experience too, and personally, I can't wait. I hope you'll allow me to touch your tummy and feel up that food, baby. Aiko. Aiko? Question mark?
私は
No
触られる
way!
No shame in loving soft tummies.
I'm much more comfortable being the toucher than the touchy. Where are you going?
Keep an eye. He hasn't gone yet.
Oh, fuck, Gizmo.
そうだったのさやかそれじゃあ今までは遠慮してたんだねいいんだよ俺をもっと触って撫でて抱きしめてくれたって
There we go. Really, Sayaka? Have you been holding back this whole time then? It's okay, you know. You can touch me, pet me, or hug me anytime you want.
今そんな話はしてないでしょ
Nobody's talking about you. Gone.
Inamura was knocked instantly to the floor. Sayaka then ran right past him over to me.
なほちゃんそれ以上食べないで太る
No,
の
don't eat another bite.
そんなこと言われても
Easier said than done. I just want to keep eating. I can't
仕
help
方
it.
がないのだものなほたんが太っちゃうなんて
Hydrate, no hydrate.
それは私も困るけど
I'm also a little concerned, but my hunger could not be easily sated. My hands just wouldn't stop grabbing candies and sweets and desserts, one after another after another.
さやかが望むなら俺が
I'll be glad to exercise that spirit for you, Sayaka, if you want. But I feel bad for her. Isn't there any other way?
Couldn't they just all take turns with the spirit, let it eat, and then be done? Because my only concern at this point is, like, they're gonna, like, if one person has the spirit, they might eat enough that they actually get sick, and that's not great.
Yeah.
But there are, what, 4 people here?
4 people, yeah. I could see them jumping around everyone, and then eventually the spirit gets to Inamaru and they just leave him there.
Yeah. It's like, bye, tomorrow.
Bye. And he's like...
Because honestly, the thought of eating that many sweets makes me feel ill. Like, just the,
Yeah,
the,
just
the thought
thinking
of
about
that much sweet taste.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can just remove the spirit from her, but if we leave it be, it'll probably possess someone else.
Good idea, Inamaru. We can go to you.
As long as it's not possessing Naho, I have a feeling Sayaka wouldn't mind that arrangement one bit.
Is it gonna go to him?
It might do. I was ripping the piss. I've never played this one, so I don't know I was ripping the piss, but I can see it happening. No, that's a problem all on its own. I'm just not sure what I should do.
Sayaka took a contemplative stance, holding her head in her hands as she attempted to suss out a possible solution to this problem. And it didn't take her long to brainstorm something.
I know. How about we appease her so she can move on?
霊が満足するまでスイー
So
ツを
let
食べ
her
続けて
continue
も
to
らう
eat
の
sweets until she's satisfied.
それ
That's
って
going to
今
leave
の
us in the
状況と
exact
何ら
same
変わりないわよ
situation.
ね。
さやかとサイノキさんも
Yeah,
だいぶ
you
食べ
and
てるけど
Sainoki have both eaten a lot, but the spirit doesn't seem to be anywhere close to being appeased yet.
どれだけの量を食べ
I
たら
can't even
この子が
imagine how
満
much
足
more
する
you'll
の
need
か
to eat before she
想像
is.
できない。
That's not quite what I mean. She died after buying some super fancy sweets but not being able to eat them, right? So if we can introduce her to something really hoity-toity that she's never eaten before, I'll bet that would be more than enough for her to rest in peace.
なるほど。
Oh, hey, that's a good idea.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. The spirit seemed to be in agreement as well. She was nodding furiously. Even if she hadn't considered this plan previously, but she was clearly all aboard now.
近くに美味しい
Were there
って
any
評
good
判の
high-end
スイー
sweet
ツ屋
shops
さん
nearby?
この近所のスイーツならほとん
I
ど俺
bought
が
from
買ってきたよ
from nearly everyone in the area as a show off my love for Sayaka.
それでも成仏
Well, if
しない
none of
んだ
that's
から
doing the trick, then I guess we just need to find something even more delicious.
なほた
Naho, can you think of anything?
There's a cafe. Oh, I've always wanted to go to one of those.
Let's save that one for our date.
Sayaka rejected my suggestion. Not that it was particularly likely to appease the spirit anyway, since the true point of the cafe wasn't the sweets, but the feline companions.
ねえなほちゃん。
Ah, it's a cafe to get some
や
pussy,
っぱり
I
私
see.
とデートしましょう。
Well, Naho, I guess that just means you and I are going to need to go out on that date after all.
The ticket was handed to me, presented with a certain flair that suggested it might have been something special.
カフェホルタース
Cafe Horath? That was the name. Also, the ticket bore the date as well as 5 p.m. timestamp.
That's
Sayaka clearly recognized the significance of what I'd just been handed.
隣の駅前
that's
の
the sweet shop in front of the next station down the line. You know, the one where you have to reserve seats a year in advance.
なんですって
What? The piece of cake I'd been eating fell from my now agape mouth and crumpled onto the floor. I remembered hearing about that place during a TV feature.
開店当初
During the grand opening, the reservation line backed up pedestrian traffic throughout the station. Are we seriously talking about that place?
しかもこれ今日の予約じゃない
And
です
your
か
reservations are actually for today?
愛子さん
Where did you get these, Aiko?
お客様にな
I
り損ねた方
confiscated
か
them
ら
from
取り
someone
上げた
who
のよ。
failed to become a customer of mine.
Aiko said this in a coy, playful voice, clearly riding the waves of Sayaka's excitement. She continued in this manner, outlining her story in greater detail.
頼まれていた
I
情
gave
報
my
を
client
渡
the
したら
requested
1
information
円も
but
払わ
received
ずに
not a
連絡
single
がつか
yen
な
in
くなった方がいて
compensation,
ね。
and I've been unable to establish any contact since.
そんなのってあ
That's
ん
just
まり
poor
でしょ
business, don't you think?
だから滞納した
So as a
分
form
の
of
利子も
collateral,
含
I
めて
collected that
貯金
person's
その
entire
他
savings
お金
along
に
with
なり
anything
そうなも
else I
の
could
は
find
片っ
that
端
seemed
か
to
ら
be of
回
some
収
more.
させても
片っ端からですか
Their entire savings?
そう
Yes,
このチケッ
that's
トも
right.
その中の
And I
一
found
つ
these
ってこ
tickets
と
in the mix.
売りさばこうにも
I was
今日し
thinking
か
of
使えない
selling
チケ
them,
ット
but
だし
they're only good for
それ
today.
ならたま
And
には
it's
親
always
しい
nice
人
to eat
た
delicious
ちと
food
美味し
with
い
the
もの
people
を食べ
one
たい
truly
わ
cares about from time to time.
親しい人
People you care about? Us?
なほちゃんはもち
Of
ろんだけ
course.
ど
And
さやか
you're
ちゃ
all
ん
welcome to
は
join.
ゆきくんもご招
Not
待
just
したいわ
Naho, but you two as well,
どうかしら
Sayaka and Haruyuki. What do you say?
いいんですか
Are you sure?
え
Of
これを機に
course.
親睦
I'd
を
love
深
to
めたい
build
と
a
ころ
better
ね
relationship with you all, and this seems like the perfect opportunity.
だってなほ
You
ちゃ
hear
ん
that, Naho?
行ってみようよ
Come on, let's go!
さやかが行くなら俺も行くよ
If you're going, then I'm
どこまでも
going.
ついてい
I'll
くよ
follow you to the ends of the earth, Sayaka, so take heart.
あんたはお呼びじゃないってば
I wasn't asking you!
Do you regret voicing both of them? Yeah. As Sayaka beat the ever-loving fuck out of Inamaru again, I took this as an opportunity to glance over at Aiko and study her for any signs of ulterior motive. Also, I have to say, I very, very obviously disapprove of Sayaka beating the fuck out of Inamaru all the time. Like, no. You don't do that to friends. You don't do that to people. That is just fucking rude.
It's just fucking rude.
It's just fucking abuse. It's assault.
私と言われるほど
People you care
あな
about,
たと
huh?
仲良くして
I
る
don't
ことない
remember
と思
ever
うん
even
だけ
getting
ど
along with you. I'd known Aiko for a while, but mostly just as a colleague in the supernatural study side. I'd never gone out with her, nor sat in and drunk tea with her, like I frequently would with Sayaka.
あらなほちゃん
My
そ
Naho,
の
you
目は
look
何か
perturbed.
しら
Is something the matter?
Mm, Aiko, what are you planning?
アイ
何も
I'm
企ん
not
でなんて
planning
いない
anything
わ
but a good
た
time.
まには礼儀
I
で
just
は
thought it
な
might
く
be nice to drink
人
tea
間の
and
しゃべ
make
りに
small
付き合っ
talk.
てお茶を楽し
Chat
みた
about
い
something
もっと
other
だ
than
けよ
spirit items for a change.
Really?
そう
Really?
それにね
Also,
なほちゃん
Naho.
Suddenly she was staring right at me. With her porcelain-like fingers, she lifted the strawberry from the shortcake I was eating.
私たち
We're
親友
close
ですもの
friends,
ね
right? And it's normal for close friends to go out for tea after school, no?
Close friends?
Here, say,
Mhm. Instinctively, I did open my mouth, at which point the strawberry was gently placed on my tongue, and I found myself swallowing it without hesitation.
なほちゃんたら
Oh,
口
Naho,
元に
you're
生
so
クリームがつい
messy.
ている
You
わ
have
よ
whipped cream all over your mouth.
She brought her finger up to my lips and wiped the cream from them. After which point she stuck that same finger in her own mouth, savoring the second-hand cream she'd scored.
It's so
甘さ
light and
控えめで美味
sweet.
しい
What the
何
hell
す
are
ん
you
のよ
doing?
I'm melting! Two sexy ladies feeding each other and sharing whipped cream.
The fucking sparkles! Sayaka shrieked and held her nose, presumably to keep it from bleeding. Which did seem to be a real concern, given how red her face had gone.
Thank you for that steamy scene. But no, I can't let it go on. Aiko, you're not to lay even one finger on Naho anymore.
さやか
Sayaka? Sayaka burst in between me and Aiko and hugged me with a ferocious intensity. Her fresh citrus perfume tickled the inside of my nose as her supple breast, roughly the same size as my own, pressed up against my face.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Which made it kind of hard to breathe for a moment. Sayaka, you're suffocating me.
苦し
I'm sorry, Naho.
でもこうでも
But if I don't do this, Aiko's gonna make you open up and say ah again.
されないから
No, she won't.
二人とも相変わらず
You
仲
two
良しなの
certainly do
ね
have a lovely
焼けちゃう
relationship.
わ
You're making me jealous.
Aiko's faux pouty voice was only making matters worse with Sayaka, and in turn I was getting more and more fed up with the whole situation. Which was about when I realized my body had grown lighter.
勢いが
Not possessed anymore. My concern over suffocating to death on Sayaka's boobs seemed to have diverted my attention away from all of the delicious sweets. And sure enough, it only took a moment of scanning the area for me to see the spirit girl, floating freely, looking a bit concerned. She seemed to be trying to decide between Aiko and Inamaru, the latter of whom was on the ground holding his stomach. Naturally, she chose to possess Inamaru at this time.
What
did we tell you,
sudden
Chad?
craving
What did we
for
tell you?
sugar. Yeah, yeah.
He quickly shot to his feet and ran full speed towards the remaining piles and boxes of candy and confectionaries.
This is so good. I'm totally gonna get fat from it though, and that's really
間違い
bad.
なく太っちゃうねさやか
His fucking
メタボな俺で
face.
も愛してくれるよね
But you'll love me even if I'm chunky, won't you, Sayaka?
She's not gonna love you regardless.
She doesn't love you anyway, man.
なほたんこっち向いて
Naho, over here. You'll say ah for me too, right? Come on, open your mouth. Here comes the airplane.
さや
Sayaka,
か
why don't we do this somewhere a little more private?
気にしなくていい
No, no, there's no need to worry about that, Naho. You're not that shy, are you? Come on.
あれさやか聞いてないね
Didn't you hear my
わかった
question,
一緒
Sayaka?
にダイエットに励む
Oh,
方がい
I
いの
get
か
it.
な
You want me to diet with you, don't you? Guess I'll have to go buy some
じゃあ
workout clothes
運動
then.
用にジャー
What
ジを
would
買い
look
に行かな
good?
く
Good,
ちゃ
I
ね
wonder.
どんなの
We're
がいい
gonna
か
want to wear
なやっぱり
matching outfits, so
勝手にお菓
just
子
stop
の話を
talking. You're
進める
making
のは
things
やめて
worse. On the floor again.
あなたたちっていつ見てもおかしい
Watching you
の
all
ね
is so very
見ていて飽き
entertaining.
ないわ
I'm not sure I'd ever get tired of it.
And in this manner, the conversation devolved into pure anime tropes, remaining in such a state for the entire walk to the Café Heroth. Out of breath, we finally arrived at our destination only 5 minutes after the 5:30 reservation time. Fashionably late, as some might say.
I'm surprised it's letting us save.
We pushed open the heavy doors and heard the clinking and clamoring of a very unique door chime as we stepped across the threshold. A server quickly came and took Aiko's reservation ticket and then guided us to our seats.
I can't take it anymore.
Inamara began sucking on some candy while we waited to help stave off his insatiable hunger. When our menus arrived, he opened his in record time and began salivating. The dessert menu, which represented the majority of this cafe's famous offerings, was filled with items that aroused our appetites.
Wow! Caramel honey pancakes topped with chestnuts?
Guys are fucking busting my balls here. Baked donuts with hot chocolate fondue? I hate all of you.
Mixed berry waffles and a 3-flavored sorbet!
Stop! A banana omelet smothered in mango sauce? Okay, that one doesn't sound tasty, it's okay.
What should we do, Naho? Everything here sounds amazing. I can't choose.
I don't like the eggs and fruit option. Yeah, we've already had enough sugar to keep us up all week, but we can't very well come here and not order something.
Excuse me, we're ready to order.
Are we? Saika and I were still deciding, but Aiko flagged down a server anyway. He was an elderly man with a very professional, very respectful disposition. And strangely, I felt I kind of recognized him.
Oh wait, this is me, isn't it?
Yeah.
What can I get for you today? I'll have the no-bake green tea cheesecake and white flowered camellia and a roasted green milk tea, please. Very good. I'll take everything from this page to this page. Alright.
Oh, Waldo's not old anymore, by the way. You know, he suddenly became old at the end of chapter 2.
Oh, seriously? I have to, I'm so hungry. I feel like I'm about to die of starvation. Well, okay. Will that be all? Naho, what are you getting?
How about some chamomile tea and a banana omelet? Why, Naho?
And I'll have the raspberry chiffon cake with a peach tea. Excellent choices. I'll get your orders in right away.
I couldn't go to some place like that.
No.
Waiting an entire year to go again? No.
No.
I would just rather not go.
Yeah.
This person, I swear I've seen him somewhere before. You know, I was thinking about him suddenly being old at the end of that chapter. I think it was added on, because consider the narrator being Magari. I think it was just tacked on because she was mad at him.
Probably, yeah.
He's mad at him, so he's suddenly old.
Suddenly old, yeah.
Hello, Kitty Thulu. I did not know you were inside. Hello. Kitty Thulu was actually inside for a stream for a change.
Shocking.
Zerver swiftly took his leave as I tilted my head, desperately trying to place him. This wasn't just someone I'd met once or twice, but numerous times yet. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out where, or under what circumstances. Hey, doesn't our server look familiar to you guys? I posed the question to the table as a whole, but Sayaka and Inamaru just flashed me a strange look.
You think? I can't imagine I'd ever forget a gentleman like him, but... No, I can't place him. I can't really remember anyone other than Sayaka.
What about you, Aiko?
I know him very well. Look over there. He's that girl's assistant, no?
That girl? For fuck's sake. I followed Aiko's finger with my eyes, and found myself face to face with a young girl wearing a Lolita-style dress decorated liberally with ribbons. Okay, she's actually wearing clothes. Hello to you, Seinoki and her delightful friend.
Aren't you that transfer student?
Magari Mizuki. She studied our reactions for a moment, then got up from her chair and approached me. Mizuki had recently transferred to our class, though no one really knew much about her. Her features were doll-like, with perfect skin complemented by that adorable outfit. She was cheek-pinchingly cute at first glance, but beneath the surface, she was just ruthless and cruel.
さっきの店員は水木
I'll
バルト
serve
さ
her
ん
as Waldo Mizuki,
Magari-san,
Magari's
執事よ。
butler.
さすがね
Intelligence indeed, Aiguniwa. Very, very impressive that you even know about Waldo. She cackled and pulled out a chair from a nearby table. And suddenly she was now sitting with us like we were old friends catching up.
どういうこと
What's the meaning of this? Why are you even here?
だってここ
Because I own this place. What?
嘘
You lie.
I don't lie. Or at least I'm not lying right
今の
now.
ところ
Aiko, you knew this would happen when you brought us here, didn't you?
知って
I gave her the stinkiest stink eye I could manage, but she just shrugged her shoulders nonchalantly.
え知ってたわ
I had an inkling, yes.
何を企んでいるの
What are you plotting?
何も企んでなんていなくてよ
Why would I be plotting anything?
嘘をつかないで
Because if
ここ
we'd
があ
known
の
this
子の
place
店だ
belonged
と
to
知っ
her,
て
we
いたら
wouldn't have come, so
わ
spit
ざ
it
わ
out.
ざ来たりなんか
あら
So
だってカフェ
demanding.
ホルタースの
None of you
オーナーについてなんて
asked who the
誰も
owner of
聞かなか
Cafe
ったじゃない
Horthath was. However, did you?
そんなの聞か
That
なくたっ
doesn't
ていい
matter, you still could have said something.
Sayaka puffed up her cheeks and stared at Aiko. Mizuki is seriously the last person we need to get involved with right now. I'd previously found myself butting heads with Mizuki over supernatural matters, and naturally Sayaka had gotten pulled into the fray as well. But strangely, so had Aiko. Yet now, all of a sudden, Aiko had invited us to a cafe owned by Mizuki, which suggested to me that she had some nefarious plan in her mind.
カフェのオーナーなんて
If you're the owner of this place,
水木さん
Mizuki, then I
金持
guess
ちなんだ
that
ね
must mean you're pretty rich, huh?
Inumaro, naturally again, was the only one of us totally out of the loop about her. He thought nothing of making small talk with someone he presumably saw as only a classmate.
別に
Not really, this isn't anything special. Also, who the fuck are you?
あなた
犬丸春雪
Harayuki Inamara. You can think of me as Sayaka's lover from a past life. That'll tell you everything you need to know.
へえ
Oh, from a past life, huh?
そう
Yep,
前世からの
that's right. You can
なん
tell
て
because
さ
our
やかと俺
pinkies
の
are
恋
bound
は
together by the
赤
red
い
string
糸で
of
ぐる
fate.
ぐる
You're pretty funny.
この犬コロの
Mizuki,
虚
you
言
shouldn't
癖
believe
の
a
塊
word
だ
this
から
lying dog tells you. You're better off just ignoring him.
彼本当
I
の
don't
こと
know,
言っ
his
てる
story seems pretty genuine to me, and I'm pretty good at judging these things. Mizuki smiled brightly. It was hard to tell whether she was serious or just trying to mess with Sayaka. The look in her eyes was plainly that of an evil mastermind, yet her smile was absolutely perfect and beautiful in every way, which somehow made it all the more unsettling.
ところで
So,
なぜあなたは
why are you
勝手に
sitting
同
with us
席してい
again?
るのだって
Because I was hoping we could be friends.
私たちにあんなことをして
After
お
what
い
you
て
did to
よく
us?
もそんな
How dare you?
やだ
What?
したけなくて
Oh
外れなの
dear, am I being shunned? Your own classmate truly excluded
い
from
じ
your
めって言うん
clique?
でしょ
That's a form of bullying, you know.
I didn't mean it that way, I
ただ
just...
私はつもりじゃない
You just what? You bullied me for the hell of it? For no other reason than your own fucking amusement? That's even worse. I had no idea you were that kind of person, Sayaka. Sayaka's cheeks swelled up bit by bit. They almost looked like you could prick them with a pin and they'd pop wide open.
さやか
Bear with it, Sayaka.
But no.
私も
I don't like her any
彼
more
女
than you
が
do,
いけす
believe
かない
me.
から
彼女はあなたた
She
ちのク
is
ラスメ
your
ートなの
classmate
よ
though,
ね
is she not?
それな
In
ら
which
あ
place?
んまり邪
In
気
which case, it does seem a bit pitiable for her to get excluded.
愛子さんは話が
Seems
わ
you've
か
got a
る
good head on your shoulders after all, Aiko.
愛子
Whose
あな
side
た
are you
どっ
on?
ちの味
そんなの決まってい
That
るで
should
し
be
ょ
obvious. You needn't even ask.
私は
I'm on the
よ
side
り
that will
私の
benefit
た
me
め
the
にな
most.
りそうなことが
And
な
if
いの
Megari and
か
I
な
have a good relationship with one another, I might just be able to get a little more of his spirit items.
何より
Besides
誰
which,
かを
I've
仲間
always
外れ
felt
にし
that
て
he
飲む
never
お茶は
tastes
あま
quite
り
as
美味し
sweet
くな
after
い
you
でしょう
versus
しね
someone from the table.
Yes, yes, it's all as Aiko says.
なんでみんなそんなに仲が
Why
悪
are
そう
you
な
all
んだい
being so unfriendly toward one another?
Inamara was clueless, and it would take far too long to explain the situation to him, so I figured it was easier to just ignore him completely. I looked everyone else square in the eye for a second, though, ultimately settling on Sayaka. She was in tears.
さやかが泣くほど
If Sayaka is seriously crying, there's no turning back. I have to stand my ground
や
here.
っぱり
I'm sorry, Mizuki, but I really think we're going to have to
水木さんには遠慮してもらう。
insist you not join us at our table.
オーナーのお願いを
That's your final answer then?
断るってことは
I hope you're sure about this. Refusing the owner's favor means no banana omelet, you know.
さやかにはシフォン
And
ケー
Sayaka
キ
doesn't get to eat her
食べさせてあげない。
scrumptious chiffon cake either.
いいの？
Can you live with that?
ついでに
I'll be
他の
forced to
二人が
cancel
注文
orders
した
from
も
your
のも
two other guests as well, naturally.
ね
What? But I'm so hungry.
そんなの知らない。
You think I give a fuck? If you're that hungry, go shove some cheap-ass junk food down your face while outside.
卑怯
That's a
よ。
dick move, Mizuki. I didn't want to be this confrontational, but I didn't see that I had much choice. Besides which, it really was a dick move. We came all the way here, but because we weren't suckling up to the owner, we had to leave without eating anything? That's just unprofessional. It shouldn't have even been an option. Fine, you want to sit with us, you can sit with us. Really now?
ただし、
But only on one condition. I wanted to eat those supposedly legendary sweets, but Sayaka was too near and dear for me to just let this go on Mizuki's terms. So I decided to do some bargaining.
あなたが
If you can promise you won't do anything to get under our skin, then fine. We will allow you to
お
sit
かし
with
な。
us. Mizuki's eyes widened and a grin crept across her face.
おかしな。
You mean something like this? She moved faster than my eyes could see. Suddenly, she had my arm and was pulling me in close, and then before I knew it, I was feeling a continuous warm and squishy sensation on my cheek.
Nana, whose cheek? Her
まあお熱
cheek.
い
My,
こ
how
と
passionate.
すごいな
That's really something. Is it normal for girls today to kiss each other on the cheek?
さやか
Sayaka?
さやかちゃんたら
As the shock of this public display rendered you speechless, Sayaka. She's vibrating.
メロハンも飛び出さないなんて
Personally, I'm shocked you haven't told us that you're melting yet.
かわいそう
You poor thing.
それにしても
So really, how
あな
long
た
have
た
you
ち
two
は
planning
い
to
つ
stay
まで
like
そう
that?
している
This was around when I finally came back to my senses. Instead of just a simple peck on the cheek, Mizuki had been sucking my skin this entire time. And now that this realization had finally dawned on me, I immediately pushed her away.
何をしているの？
What the hell are you doing? Get away from me!
うーん さえのきさんの
Your cheek just looks so delicious, I simply had to have a taste. Finally distanced from my cheek, she glared ferociously at me, seemingly sizing me up to determine whether or not I was worthy of remaining in her establishment. Evidently, I'd passed the test as she finally raised her arm in the air and snapped her fingers, signaling to her butler.
マルド持ってきて。
Bring them here, Waldo.
かしこまりまし
No, he's old again. Yes, ma'am.
On Mizuki's command, the butler cum server arrived with a literal wagon of sweets. Mizuki stood up, still smiling gleefully as various plates and teacups were neatly and almost ceremoniously placed in front of each of us.
うわ
Oh, they look amazing. Is it really okay to start eating? I don't think I can wait any
食べていい
longer.
かな
どうぞ召し上がれ。
Please go ahead. I give you my personal guarantee that the sweets here at Cafe Hirata
皆様に
will
極
provide
上
you
の
with
ひ
the
とときを
ultimate
提供
sugary
する。
escape.
いただきまー
Inamara wasted no time digging into dish after dish, barely stopping to chew his food before shoveling another forkful into his mouth. Possessed or no, it was a terrifying sight to behold.
This is incredible. Just incredible, Mizuki.
I'm glad to hear it suits your taste.
他のみんなも
Now come on everyone,
食べ
dig
て
in,
食べ
dig
て
in.
あ
Sanoki, would you like me to feed you?
結
No,
構よ
I'm alright.
遠慮し
No
ない
need to
で
be so modest. We're best as buds, aren't we?
それ
And what's a
と
little spoon feeding
普通
between
にやるで
besties?
しょそもそも
Whoa, back it up a sec there.
全然おかしいわ。
Since when have we been best as buds?
まあナコちゃん
What's
たら
that?
また親友
Naho's
候
made
補を
herself
作ったの
another best
モ
friend.
テるのね
Your popularity truly is staggering, you know.
心配だわ
As your best friend myself, though, it does concern me a little bit.
アイコ
That's
あ
not
な
what
た
I
とも
call
親
you
友に
either,
なったつもり
Aiko.
はない
You hide your embarrassment so very skillfully,
ナ
Naho.
コちゃん
別に
What
照れてなん
embarrassment?
かああそ
Oh,
っ
yes,
か
play it off like usual.
さえのきさ
I
ん
know
の
how
そういう
shy you
態
are
度っ
deep
て
down. You have a good poker face though, so it took me quite a while to figure you out.
ああもう
You know, this is starting to get
否
kind
定
of
するのも
old.
面倒に
I had a splitting headache at this point, and I could think of no better way to cure it than vast quantities of sugar. I took my knife and fork and cut off a big piece of my banana omelet, shoving it in my mouth, and well, swishing it around a little to savor it. Mmm. Amazing. This may be the finest dessert I've ever had. The sweetness of the soft sponge cake and the richness of the cream melted together in my mouth to create a veritable symphony of flavor. And mixed in it was the bittersweet banana itself, a crown atop this royal treat. What do I do? My hands won't stop. Right? Surprisingly, Mizuki's expression had changed to something altogether more innocent than before, as she delightedly ingested spoonfuls of sweet confection. Hers was a parfait topped with a cavalcade of grapes.
我なが
This
ら
is so delicious! I'm truly a genius!
あなたが
It's
作っ
not
た
like you're the
わ
one
け
who
じゃない
made it, though. I held my tongue. Better not to stir the pot right now. To help me keep quiet, I shoved another piece of omelet into my mouth.
本当に
I really can't deny the quality of this food.
これ
The
は
place was definitely warning its reservation-only nature. My dessert was basically flawless. And though I was very, very full, I just couldn't stop going back for more. Every now and again, this really isn't so bad, is it?
え
Hmm?
お茶とスイーツ
Spending time with friends after school,
友
indulging in
達と
tea and
放課後を
sweets.
過ごすの
It's kind of a new experience for me. Usually the only person I can count on to be there for me is Waldo. Oh.
楽しいか
But
ら
I'm really having fun here, so everything's on me. Meaning you better not hold back.
ごちそうさま
Thank you very much.
それじゃ
Well, okay, if you're sure. I have to admit, this caught me off guard. I never expected someone like Mizuki to be so amiable. I forked another omelet piece into my mouth, feeling cautiously triumphant. Soon enough, I was not only beyond sated, but happy as well. Looking around, the others seemed to be in high spirits as well, except for Sayaka, who still hadn't even picked up her fork.
さやか
Sayaka, what's
どうしたの
wrong?
納得いか
I can't just accept this.
なこちゃんの一番
I'm your
の
number one bestest friend of them all now, aren't I?
う
Yeah. Startled by the question, I made the mistake of hesitating in my answer. It wasn't a lie. All anyone had to do was watch the two of us in action, and it was obvious we were as close as friends could be. But Sayaka saw my hesitation as a clear indicator that I was lying. She took it all as an implied no, and her self-confidence suddenly fell through the floor.
一番じゃなかった
If
ら
I'm not number one, then what place am
ダ
I?
メなのか違うの
No,
さやか
Sayaka, you were absolutely my number one.
も
Honest.
ちろん
I mean, there's not even any contest. You have nothing to worry about.
Really?
本当よ
Really, so come on, don't cry.
泣いて
I'm
ない
crying.
I guess she got me there. She wasn't crying, but she looked like a volcano about to erupt. She continued to study my expression for a while, with her vaguely watery saucer eyes.
それじゃあ
So on your next day off, can we go to a cat cafe together?
Yes, of course. If that's what you want, we can go to all the cat cafes together.
猫カフェに行く
Before
前
that
に
though,
お揃い
can
の
we go buy matching clothes so we can wear them there together?
You mean like right now?
Like right now.
Huh?
We can go as a pair, right? Because I'm your number one
親友だもん
friend,
ね
right?
I guess it would be okay if we were someplace without a lot of people, but to a cat cafe.
You don't want us to match?
そん
No,
な
I
こと
didn't
な
say
いわ
that,
さやか
Sayaka. Okay, you know what? Let's do
お
it.
揃い
We'll
に
go
し
in
ましょ
matching
う
clothes, dressed as a pair, and it might be fun for a change of pace.
Also, will you open up and say ah for me there like you did with
猫
Aiko?
カフェだ
Huh? This time I was kind of at a loss for words.
猫カフェなんて
Going as a pair to a popular place like a cat cafe and getting fed by her on top of that is just...
何どういう
What do you mean by that? Did you really do that with Seinoki, Aiko?
そうね
Oh,
ここに
yes,
来
in
る
the
前に
classroom
教
just
室
before
でそんな
coming
こ
here.
ともした気が
But
する
I've put that whole incident behind me at this point.
さやかちゃんたら
I very much
そん
hope
な
you
に
don't
根
hold
に
a
持たな
grudge
くたっ
against
ていい
me for it, Sayaka.
愛子さんがやったんだ
If Aiko was able to do it, then I want to see it too. Seinoki, open your mouth for a sec.
ダメ
No! If you're gonna lay a finger now, from this point on, you're gonna have to go through me first.
Oh, you sure that's what you want?
待って
Hold it.
話
We're
が
going
や
in
やこ
circles
しく
here,
な
so
るから
everyone who's not Sayaka,
さや
please
か以
shut
外
your
は黙っ
fucking
ていて
mouth.
もらえ
Sayaka and Mizuki looked like they were about to face off in epic combat, so I decided it was enough and stepped in to put a stop to it. And in doing so, I realized the other customers in the establishment had fallen silent as well, and were all staring at us. That wasn't much of a surprise, as it probably should have been, though, given how loud we were being.
さやか
You need to calm
少し
down,
落ち
Sayaka,
着きまし
okay?
ょう落ち着いてるよ
Calm.
いいえ
No, you are not.
Ima,
I can tell you're
anata
losing your
atama ni
cool.
chiga
How about you eat some
nobotte
cake to soothe your nerves?
ケーキでも
See,
食べて
doesn't
落
this
ち
look
着いて
good? I tried to divert her focus to one of the chiffon cakes we'd received, but Sayaka just kept her gaze firmly glued to mine. Then she leaned towards me, the spark of an idea flashing across her face.
なんか嫌なら水木さんみたいに
If
ほ
you
っぺ
don't
チ
want
ュ
to
ーがし
open
た
up
い
and say ah, then I want to kiss you on the cheek like Mizuki did.
ねなほちゃん
Come on, Naho. That should be fine, right?
Sayaka approached me quickly, and I instinctively shrank back in my chair a bit.
さやか
Sayaka, please get a hold of yourself.
落ち着いてる
I am, and I'm going to disinfect my dear Naho's cheek.
何それ
What was that? Oh no. Are you implying my lips are anything but pure and perfect? Do you need me to kiss you too to prove it?
私は
I will
ナホ
not
と以
kiss
外
anyone
チュー
but
しないもん
Naho, and Naho can't kiss anyone but me.
私さやか
Sayaka,
そうい
please
うこ
quiet
とは大
down.
声で
But
こう
Naho!
しましょう
I believe I have a solution to this dilemma. How about each of us and Tom feeds her and kisses her on the cheek?
そうすれば
Then we'll all be on the same
不公
page,
平じゃなくな
you
る
see?
でしょ
何ですのよアイコ
What is wrong with you, Aiko?
そうですよアイ
Yeah, if we all do it, then what's the point anymore?
でもさやかちゃんよく考えて
Well,
みて
think about it, Sayaka.
あなたが今
The reason you're
悲しい
depressed right now
思いを
is
している
because
のは
Megari and I were able to
私や
flirt with
マガリ
Naho
さ
in
んが
ways that
ナ
you
ホちゃん
weren't,
にちょっ
right?
かいを出したの
そうですけど
Well, yeah, but...
でもね
And meanwhile, I'm depressed because Megari was able to kiss her and Megari is depressed because I was able to feed her.
マガリだから
So if each of us do to Naho now that which we haven't done before, we'll each have both kissed and fed her and the slate will be wiped clean.
そうしたら
And once we've all experienced the joys of intimately walking with Naho in these two separate ways, peace will finally return to the cafe.
This is so fucking stupid.
It really is. That's brilliant!
Really, I'm totally okay fighting you guys in cold blood over this if I have to, you know.
でもマガリさん
But Megari, occasional compromises are a staple among friends
お
to help
互い
make
が
the
譲
bonds
歩
of
し合う
friendship
ことで
stronger.
絆が
Or
強
so
く
I
なる
hear.
ものだ
Seriously. This entire conversation was raising a lot of questions for me, and not just the obvious ones. Mizuki barely even seemed to know what the word compromise meant, and Aiko seemed to be basing her understanding of it all entirely on hearsay. Was it even possible that neither of them had actually compromised on something before?
どんな生
What
活
kind of life have these two been living?
だからさ
So
やかちゃん
Sayaka,
あなた
you'll
は
get to
ナホ
feed
ちゃんの
Naho
あん
and
をして
kiss her on the
ほっ
cheek.
ぺにキスその
In
代
exchange, I'll
私
get
も
to
ナ
kiss
ホちゃん
Naho
の
on
ほ
the
っぺ
cheek
にキスを
myself,
するそして
and
マガリ
Megari will get to feed her.
ナホちゃん
That
の
should make
あんを
everything
する
equal, and then voila, case
こ
closed,
れ
right?
でぜ
なんでそうなるのよ
Blimey.
しくったの
Fine, today's the day I made my new friend, so I guess I'll try this
今日は
compromise
友
thing.
達記念
But
日
this is a one-time only deal.
わかった
Okay, I'll
私も
go
愛子さ
along
んの
with
意
this.
見にさやかまで
Not
何を
you
言って
too,
いるの
Sayaka.
みんななほちゃんの
Everybody
特
wants
別
to
に
be
なり
that
たいけど
special someone for you, Naho, but we're all holding back.
大
Still,
丈
if I
夫
need to sit back and watch others flirt with you, I can do that. For the greater good.
さやか
You're
聞いてる
hearing yourself, Sayaka.
それじゃあなほたん
Alright, Naho, ready or not, here I come.
Oh. Sayaka stood up from her seat and grasped my shoulder with both hands. She had a serious, solemn look in her eyes. Sayaka.
まずは
I'm going to start with a kiss on the cheek, and after that, I want you to open up and say, ah.
次は私の番ね
I'm next
さや
then.
かちゃん
I
の
should
後ろに
stand in
並ん
line
でおこ
behind
うかし
Sayaka.
ら
私も
Me too. Make sure you don't take too long though, Sayaka. Remember, there are other
Sayaka,
customers
早くしてよ。
waiting. Aiko and Mizuki rose from their seats and queued up behind Sayaka. The actual other customers looked very uncomfortable. They were half watching, half intentionally averting their eyes, and seemingly uncertain which approach was more proper.
Thank you for this treat.
Sayaka's face slowly approached mine. It was only a kiss on the cheek, but her expression was that of a microsurgeon focusing on a patient. It made me extremely, inexplicably nervous.
Oh, she slowly slid like
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, I need time to prepare. But I wasn't going to get any. Sayaka was about to bring it in for a landing, and there was no stopping her now. Fine, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Like a warrior preparing to go into battle, I tightly closed my eyes and waited my destiny.
あ
Uh,
Hinamaru's sudden, unexpected exclamation caused me to jump. and seemed to pause Sayaka's advance as well. When I opened my eyes, I could see Sayaka was not at all happy with her childhood friend.
何よ犬丸今いい
What the
ところ
fuck, Inamaru? This was my moment!
Saved by the yell. Ah.
Ah.
I breathed a breathless sigh of relief and turned to face Inamaru. He'd been eating his mountain of sweets in silence this whole time, but was now pointing outside the window.
Over there!
We each followed his finger to the sky. Dyed with the setting sun, the heavens above were a beautiful shade of crimson-infused purple. And there, right where he was pointing, we could all see a small distortion in the air.
あれは
That's...
うん
Yeah.
スイーツが美味しかった
Apparently
み
the
たい
sweets
で
were so good she's
成
passing
仏
on.
するって
We'd completely forgotten about the spirit girl with the weak aura. She had an enormous grin on her face and met our gazes with a courteous bow, then disappeared into the sunset. As we left the cafe, the sun was only just peeking out over the distant horizon, growing smaller and dimmer by the moment. We never did find out which particular confection was the one that brought eternal rest to the little girl, but that also wasn't important. All that mattered was that she had moved
それ
on.
じゃあ水木さん
Well, Mizuki, thank you for the food today. Everything was absolutely
と
delicious.
っても美味しく
You're very welcome.
お腹いっぱいにな
I'm
った
fit
わ
to burst right
こ
now.
んなに
If
甘
I
いものばか
indulged in
り
sweets
食べ
like
たら
that every day, I'd
私
fill
も
out like a
本当に
beach
お腹
ball.
になっちゃう
しばらく甘いもの
I should probably give up sugary foods for a while.
でもまた食べたくなる
For
くらい
me,
美
it
味し
was
かった
also
よ
delicious. I'd eat more anytime.
予約は1年きっかり埋まって
Reservations
る
are
から
booked a full year in
すぐの
advance, though, so you
来店は
won't be
無理
getting
でしょ
back in
う
for a
ね
while. That sucks.
あの子が成仏しちゃうか
So
ら
tasty, it can even pacify spirits.
そんなに褒められると悪
You
い気
better
し
watch
ない
out. Praise like that'll go to my head. I can probably use my influence to sneak in
予
another
約をねじ
reservation for
込
you
んであげ
sometime,
ても
if
い
you
いよ
want.
本
Really?
当そのかわ
Really? All I ask in return is say cheese. Mizuki's phone produced a sudden flash, and before I knew it, my picture had been taken.
何
What are you doing?
今日の記念
Commemorating the day's events. Nothing wrong with that, right? She spun her phone around to show me the screen, and my face instantly turned red hot. It was a candid shot of me reacting to the sudden flash, with a look of total confusion on my face, and it was apparently all over her wallpaper.
こんな間抜け顔
What kind of expression even was that?
あーずるい
That's no fair. I want a picture of you too, Naho. Come on, let me take one.
充電
My battery's dead.
What just isn't on your side today, Sayaka?
It's okay. I'll just take one tomorrow.
でも今日
But a
の思い
memento
出は
of
今
today's
日し
events
か
has to
残
come
せない
from
もの
today,
よ
doesn't it?
さやか代わりに俺の携
Sayaka,
帯
would
で
you
撮
like
って
me to
おこう
take one
か
with my phone
もちろん
instead?
俺の携帯はさ
Naturally,
や
it
か
would
しか映さな
have
いから
to be a
撮
picture
影
of
対象
just
は
you
さやかだけ
since
ど
my phone only has eyes for you, but still.
それじゃ意味
There'd
な
be
い
no
でしょ
point in that then.
そんなことないよ
That's not true.
俺が幸
I'd
せ
be
になる
happy.
よ
あんたの幸
I
せなん
don't
て
give
ど
a
うでもいい
shit about your happiness.
冷たい
It's so cold.
も
Oh, how could this happen? It's such an important moment. Oh.
She put away her phone in disappointment, defeated and forlorn. This seemed to have been an oddly rough day for her.
うこれ以上水木さんといたら
I don't think it would be good for Sayaka to spend too much more time with Mizuki today.
それじゃ
Well, I guess we'll be heading back now. See you around, Mizuki. Bye-bye. Mizuki waved her hand in an exaggerated motion, then slinked back into the cafe.
なんだか
What an exhausting day.
同じく
No feeling.
そう
You think?
俺は
I had
放
a
課
lot
後
of
さや
fun
かと過ごせ
spending
て
all my after
と
school
って
hours
も
with
楽
you,
しかったけ
Sayaka.
どな
犬はお気楽でいいわよね
Dogs live such easy lives, don't they?
Sayaka silently implied I'm done with you, elected with a wry smile from me. She was clearly too tired to care about how her words came across. I actually felt kind of bad for Inamaru, but I couldn't help appreciating Sayaka's current state of mind. Maybe we were just a tad more simpatico than I'd given us credit for.
私も結構
I
楽
had a
し
lot
かっ
of
たのだ
fun,
けど
but it seems like you two
なお
weren't
ちゃん
quite
と
as
さやかちゃん
entertained.
は違うの
How
ね
unfortunate.
へえ
Wow,
新しい
without
霊
even
を手
getting
に
your
入れ
hands
た
on
わ
any
けでも
spirit
ないの
items, you
に
still managed to have a
楽
good
しかっ
time.
たの
悪くはなかった
Certainly not a bad one.
低級霊がいた
Low
り
level spirits and goading from Magaria's side, I was able to spend my after school hours with close friends,
親し
and
い
that's
人たちと
something of a
調整
first for me.
放課後
愛子さん
What?
こういう
You've
風に
seriously
放
never
課後を
spent
過ご
time
し
with
たこと
friends after school
なか
before,
ったんです
Aiko?
か
My
えそうな
fingers
の
are asleep, except for my pointer finger. That's why I'm just like, wave my hand about. Wake up.
I have not.
でも
But Aiko, you're so pretty. How can that be?
Sayaka's compliment was met with a slight smile, though it could have just easily been a pained smile. For all I know, since I'm sure this was dredging up some memories Aiko would have rather not thought about. Sayaka's comment definitely came from a place of pure innocence, however. In her mind, cute girls always drink tea and spend time with their friends after school. It's only natural.
I'm usually busy gathering information, and that doesn't leave me with much time to socialise after classes. I also rarely come in contact with common folk who can't see spirits. What?
Sayaka stopped dead in her tracks. This seemed to shock her a lot more than it should have. Her expression was almost cartoonish. Aiko looked back at her quizzically, tilting her head a bit.
Why, did I say something strange? No, I get it now, Aiko. As of today, we're friends. Huh? You're okay with that, right, Naho? We'll both be friends with her.
Sure. Given my long, turbulent history with Aiko, I wasn't sold on the idea of counting her among my friends now. And my response was...
Just move your horn if it's numb.
Okay. My response wasn't exactly brimming with positivity, but I was kind of put on the spot, so I think it was fair response could be expected. I didn't want to upset Sayaka after all, but the question was, how would Aiko react to this?
I'm going to be friends with both of you then? That's right, what do you say? But I'm not exactly friend material, am I?
Sayaka says it's okay, so why not just roll with it? If you can think of us as friends, I'm betting your attitude towards us might change a little too.
We'll see about that.
A decidedly dubious statement to make, but she didn't seem to even realize how it might have come across.
So we're actually friends now? That word kind of tickles the tongue, doesn't it? Friends. Friends.
Stop saying the word friends, it's embarrassing.
Excuse me. What about me? I am still here, you know. We're discussing... Oh, Jesus, fuck. A friendship among girls. We have no need for boys. In other words, you'll be jealous if I have other female friends. So you'd rather Niwa and I remain as acquaintances? Is that the gist of it? You are really getting on my nerves. Ugh.
Sayaka's explosive punches were flying pretty furiously today, it seemed. Staring down at the now KO'd Inamaru, she suddenly lit up with the brightest smile I'd seen from her since leaving the cafe.
Now then, I have a proposal. In memory of today's nearly about friendship, how about we get ourselves some sticker photos? Which is what he just passed out in the fucking street and they've walked away from him.
Also along a bustling street nearby, we found an arcade with a nice shiny row of sticker photo booths inside. I suspected Sayaka might have chosen this particular arcade for a very specific reason, however, as there was a large sign by the door which read, "No men allowed."
Aw, tough break Inamaru. Guys can't go in, so you'll have to wait here for us. Oh, okay, he's up, he's fine. He's alive. Oh, wait, hold on, there's a fine print, see? It says men are allowed when accompanied by women. Look, it's written right here. Come on, Naho. Aiko, let's go.
You advancing the text cut him off slightly, and it's so funny. He was We left Inamaru at the entrance despite his attempts to follow us inside, and we headed straight for the sticker photo booths. You don't feel a little bad for the poor guy?
Nah, if Inamaru were in the shot, who knows what he'd do with those stickers.
That's a good point, actually. He have some interesting time with the Sayaka stickers.
Yeah, an interesting time with them.
Aiko provided no argument either, so we just shrugged off Inamaru's misfortune. I then stepped up to one of the few booths that was unoccupied, signaling to the other two to follow. How's this one look?
Works for me. Over here, Aiko. Enter it well. It's quite bright in here.
I love how everyone has to invite Aiko everywhere like she's a vampire and can't go in. She's not
She has to be invited in.
Aiko was mesmerized by the booth, squinting as she looked over the lights along the screen.
Is this your first time taking one of these, Aiko? Yes. So I certainly understand the concept and functionality, of course. Okay then, I'll give you one expert level piece of advice. When taking a sticker photo, always make sure you're looking at the camera and not the screen. Alright.
Echo nodded, though her movement felt calculated and stiff. She was clearly very nervous.
そういえば私も初め
Come
て
to think of it, the first time I took a sticker photo was also with Sayaka. First time is always kind of nerve-wracking.
Once we've picked a shot, let's write friends forever on it. We wrote that back when the two of us took our first photo too, right, Naho-tan?
Is Tan just like the
Weird
friends?
that they put that in there. Yeah, it's a friendly.
It seems weird because they've not done that in any
They've
of
not
the
done
other
it in the
games
rest of them, but it's it's weird that they've done that there. But yeah, it's a thing you add on at the end, so it's kind of like Chan.
Okay, but what's the difference between Tan and Chan?
Tan is the cutesy version.
Tan is the cutesy version? Okay. That's right.
そう
I see.
Echo's quick response felt hollow and forced. She was still stiff as a board, like her spirit had been left behind somewhere. In a way, her awkward hesitation had a certain charm to it. It proved she was being genuine, that she was human.
せっかくですし
How about we group hug in the picture? I mean, we might as well.
ええ
Okay.
Not Naho.
Oh, sorry.
背景はどうしよう
What background should we use?
なほたん
I
の
don't know. You pick.
了
Okay,
解
got it. I love how you didn't even bother
No.
say it. You're just like, nope,
No,
Naho has stolen it, it's fine.
Naho has stolen the line.
I made a few quick selections, and the background behind Aiko changed.
Huh?
She must not have known about that part. It was actually kind of funny.
それじゃあ撮るよ
Okay, here we go.
Right. Oh, Aiko, come closer. Hurry.
3, 2, 1.
Ding, ding, ding.
After several flashes and clicks, an image of us was displayed on the monitor. In it, Sayaka and I were hugging, but Aiko was standing behind us with a furtive look in her eyes.
Aw, Aiko, why weren't you embracing us? Oh, you're right, I completely forgot.
緊張したんでしょう
You were nervous, weren't you?
そういうわけじゃない
Of course not.
Aiko's mouth said no, but her blood-red cheeks said otherwise. This was the first time I'd seen Aiko flustered.
もう一回撮り
Why
直し
don't
ま
we
しょ
take one more?
いいえこれでいい
No, I
わ
like this one.
等
I
身
think it
大
shows
の
our true
私たちと
natures.
いう感じで
Plus,
面白い
it's
じゃない
kind of funny, don't you think?
Aiko touched the monitor with her finger and laughed.
じゃあ今日はこれくらいにしておきましょうか
Alright, let's call it a day here then.
Okay. I wonder if this would make Mizuki jealous.
それが目
Is
的
that what you were
なんだ
after
ね
all along?
違うよ
Of course not! It was to commemorate the forming of our friendship with Aiko. Sus.
Sus. Sus.
Sus.
Sus. Sayaka spun gleefully in place and held one hand out to Aiko.
愛子さんとは
At first we didn't get along too well, but I get the feeling that deep down, where it counts, you're not such a bad person after all. I hope we can be the bestest of buds from here on out. To our new friendship.
この子の
This is what I like
こ
about
ういう
this
と
girl.
ころ
I'd always had a tendency to either be way too blunt or way too familiar with people, bringing them down to my level without even realizing, yes, I can identify with that. I either act like I don't fucking know you, and I'm just really, like, distant, or I'm overly familiar and, like, really blunt, and I'm like, we've been best friends forever, and you're like, I've just met you 5 minutes ago, what the fuck are you doing? I've got absolutely no in-between, no chill. None. None.
よろしくね
To our new
さやかちゃん
friendship, Sayaka.
それから
And to you,
な
Naho.
ほちゃんも
Aiko shook hands with Sayaka and smiled at me.
よろしく
Yeah. Cold and blunt as usual, but I could feel the red spreading from my face, and was certain Sayaka and Aiko knew how I felt regardless.
Naho's face turning red and Sayaka's smiling gleefully. Two beautiful, endlessly expressive images, gone forever.
夢のような一
That
日
day almost feels like a dream now.
It took me a minute, I completely forgot it was fucking her having the memory.
Yeah.
Because it was Naho narrating it, it threw me off so bad.
Yeah, that's a weird choice, but okay. Whatever. The funny thing is, nothing of note really ever happened. We just ate a whole lot of sweets and talked for a long time and took sticker photos. All told, we'd only spent a few hours with each other. Just a few wild hours messing around after school one day.
だけど
But those days are never coming back. Naho and Sayaka were now dead. and their deaths triggered an intense despair, hatred, and sheer insanity within Haruyuki.
Their deaths. You mean Sayaka's death?
Sayaka's. All of which was directed squarely at me.
あの日は確か
That day we were all laughing together. Where had things gone wrong? Somewhere along the line, somebody must have made some kind of mistake. But who? Is it my fault?
許さない許さない絶対に許さない
He's having a fucking meltdown. Cannot forgive, will never forgive.
Are the marks on him from that whole he was descended from a priest thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I had to apologise. Both to the girls who had already died and to the person who had gone mad right in front of my eyes. I'm sorry.
I love how he looks enraged in the picture, but his chibi is fine.
The chibi is fine, the chibi is just having a bit of a silly goofy mood. I couldn't even get the whole word out. The sheer depth of his rage bore into my skull and I went out like a light. Dun dun dun.
X chapter 4, Memories Like Beautiful Dreams, end. Alright, so to you in the chat and to Spirit, I have a question. We've got the other chapters to go,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Would you guys like us to plow through them all tonight? Or do you want a break and to finish the shorter chapters next week? I am perfectly fine either way. I just want to know what people want to do because I don't want to make assumptions on the behalves of other people.
Sorry, I looked a bunch of people in here.
I also know that Spirit he woke up right before the stream, hasn't had a chance to like shower or eat and stuff, so that's why I want his input too.
Ow, 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 ow.
Why are you ow-ow-owing?
Cramp on my thigh, ow.
Oh right, I need to switch to the other screen before it's like, no, and then Twitch mutes that section because of the video.
Yeah.
So me switching screens isn't because, we're ending necessarily. I'm waiting for feedback from you, the chat, and from Spirit as soon as he stops being in pain. Which probably won't happen because he's always in pain.
I'm always in pain. I didn't realize I knew it was a long chapter, but I didn't realize it was going to be 2 hours long.
Yeah. It's up to what you're comfortable with. I'm good either way. I have,
I don't know. I am hungry.
I have my night planned either way.
Okay. I
The chat doesn't seem to have an opinion.
No.
So.
And I am.
Violently hungry.
I am.
That there was so much food mentioned.
I am Inamaru with a trolley in front of him, hungry.
Yeah. Inamaru at the fancy restaurant, hungry. All right. Well, tell you what. We can do the rest of the chapters next week.
Yeah.
I know that we said we were gonna finish everything, but we did not realize this chapter was gonna be this long.
Yeah.
But it's fine because the next chapters are all shorter, so
They're all shorter, so it should equal out.
Yeah, they will definitely get done next stream because the 2 longest chapters were this chapter and then the last one with Yuya.
Yeah.
Did we just have 2 back-to-back ads?
It looks like it, yeah. It's fucking rude.
It's rude.
Oh well.
Anyway, for tomorrow, let me just double check the state of our poll. I think it's still tied.
I don't think it's changed.
The poll is still tied, so we've got Cult of the Lamb story only and the Game of Life 2. You can go in there and vote for those, or you can bring a friend and vote for Born into Fear and break the tie that way. We'd love to hear what you think. We like to make sure that what we have is something that's going to entertain you. That being said, excuse me, with the current tie, where do you sit, Spirit? Do you have a preference on the Game of Life or on Cult of the Lamb?
I'm leaning slightly more towards Cult of the Lamb, but I don't mind either way.
I'm also leaning that way, but that's because A, I really enjoyed the game and want to see Spirit play it all the way through, and B, I'm excited to see the what the chatter tie-in is.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how that works. So, at this point, if the tie is not broken, it will be Cult of the Lamb. But feel free to go in there and vote up until sometime tomorrow morning, and then we will announce what has won. So, at this point, it's Cult of the Lamb and it's story only. not completionist route. But you know, just let us know what you think. If you guys vote something else is fine. We just want to have an idea of what we're doing in advance so we can make sure we have the game downloaded. We've got everything figured out. And I've got like a coloring page or something to keep me occupied.
Yeah.
Because with Cult of the Lamb, you'll be watching him play since I've played it already.
Yeah.
Which means that he will be the lamb and it will be his cult.
My cult.
And you will get to call your followers whatever you want.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
get to call your
yes,
cult whatever
cryptic
you
got a
want.
color.
Ooh, hello, Melancholy. Thank you for the little raid. We appreciate.
Hello, thank you.
It's so sweet. Mwah. Hello, if you are new to this channel and you've never seen us before, we like to do little horror type streams and like really goofy shit. So our schedule, we were actually just kind of getting over that. For Wednesdays, we're doing Papers, Please right now to get all the endings. And then on Thursdays, we're doing Resident Evil. We're on chapter 9, so that's going to be
Yes, I'm just agreeing, yeah.
Resident Evil 4 Remake, chapter 9.
Chapter 9.
Next Thursday.
Next Friday will be the rest of these extra chapters because we thought that this was going to be...
We didn't realize this one was 2 hours long.
Yeah, we didn't realise this one was 2 hours long. So we'll be finishing the rest of the extra chapters off next week. So everyone gets a break. Everyone gets one more week to prepare themselves for Sachiko's birthday.
Which, actually, wait, let me look at the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we will be starting Sachiko's birthday the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
Which is perfect.
It's perfect. It works out.
That also means, by the way, that not this Saturday, but the Saturday that is my birthday, the 23rd, it's my choice on the stream, so you guys are going to have to suffer through whatever I pick. And it's a Saturday, so it works out great.
Yeah, it's
But
convenient.
Sachiko's birthday starts right as my birthday starts. It may even lead into my birthday if we get really excited and go on, because it's a Friday. We can be as late as we want, and birthday streams tend to go a little while on this channel.
Yeah.
You say suffer, but I mean, we will suffer through Sachiko's birthday because unfortunately the writer for the game makes a lot of very questionable decisions that we're having to censor out.
I have something to say about this. So for the first stream for Sachiko's birthday, there will be 2 chapters in that one because there is chapter 0 and chapter 1. Chapter 0 is basically like 10 minutes long. So we'll be doing both of those. You will... I've just realised that by the time we get to the section that I've been fucking nervous about, it will probably be at least almost midnight. So you will start your birthday with me narrating Morishige having a meltdown.
Oh, is it that scene?
Yeah!
I'm sorry, I'm excited. I like that scene. It's one of the few scenes I've seen, and I fucking love it. It's so chaotic. I really hope we start my birthday with that. That would be fucking great. That would be fucking great. Sorry, I'm like...
Yeah, you think Morishige having his meltdowns beforehand was a bit extreme. It gets worse. It gets
worse.
so much worse. And I'm going to have to narrate all of that.
Yep, he's gonna have a back and forth conversation with himself.
A back and forth conversation with myself, with one person freaking out over the meltdown and Morishige demanding some very strange things.
It's not much of a spoiler to say Mayu's gonna be the one freaking out over the meltdown, so...
Well, there's 3 people, because Yoshiki also freaks out over the meltdown and he's like, what the fuck?
The person I'm voicing.
Person
is
you're voicing?
Mayu.
Yeah. There's that. So that'll be fun, and that will probably happen just as we are approaching your birthday, and you can enjoy that.
Speaking of birthday, if anyone does want to get anything for us, for me for my birthday, or for Spirit, because he is a puppy and deserves things all the time, we do have a Throne account. You can go on there and support like the different games we're wanting to get for the streams and stuff, or help get him energy drinks that might keep him awake.
That might mean I stay awake and can actually reset my sleep schedule and not wake up at 6 p.m.
The thing that I want for my birthday the most, if you guys wanted to put anything towards it, is there's this little, it's called like a stream deck, and it's got different little buttons. Having the keyboard shortcuts is great, but I unfortunately have so many, and you can't overwrite keys that video games use, because if you overwrite those keys, then you're constantly toggling stuff in games, and even if you're using a controller, it still relies on the keyboard input, so it still can't carry over to any of those keys. Mm-hmm. But having one of those little stream deck things, I can have even more buttons. We can actually toggle different things, And when we get around to having our other models and stuff that have the different outfits, it will let me, if you guys like give bits or something, or if you ask really nicely, switch to the other outfits or switch things around like that. So that is something that I would really, really like, and it's strictly for the stream, and I'm only voicing that I would like it because my birthday is coming up, and it just, it's kind of an excuse for me to get all excited over it. That is something that would be really, really nice because I think it would really help the quality of the streams. Originally, I was just going to ask for a microphone, but we went out and bought one because our other one crapped out, so it's fine.
It's fine. This one's good.
This one is good, and it says "Oi."
Oi.
Has an oi sticker on it.
It has an oi sticker, yeah.
But yeah, so our
Full horse
streams,
costume. What?
1 million cents. I would do just about anything for 1 million cents.
Yeah.
Like 1 million cents, I'd do lots of things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we will have our little birthday hats and stuff on. It's gonna be great. I will have sweets because I will be like, Spirit, please make me cake. Please make me cake. And you guys can all make fun of me for being a quarter of a century old. It'll be great. But yes, so my birthday is coming up on the 23rd of this month. And our streams are fairly consistent. They typically start around 7 p.m. Central Time and go to whenever. If we've got an engaged viewership, we will go on a little bit longer than our 2 hours, but otherwise we kind of average out about the 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just because it's more fun for us if people are engaged, and so the more people that are engaged, the longer we stream. We've had streams before for like birthdays and stuff that have gone on like 6 hours. So
I think the one for mine went on for about 8.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2 a.m. when we stopped.
Yeah.
But that's because people were really engaged. So, if people are engaged, the birthday stream will go on really long time, and you'll get plenty of Sachiko's birthday. We will see.
Yeah.
Because I'm taking 2 birthday streams. There'll be Sachiko's birthday because, obviously it's a birthday game. It just makes sense to make it also a one birthday stream. And then there will be my birthday stream where I get to pick any game I want.
Just prepare yourself if you plan to keep us up late on the Saturday because, we do have that concert the next day.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like at night. We can sleep in. It's fine.
It's fine. But I just wanted to let you know so you don't keep your alarm on and, wake up at 8 in the morning and then wonder why the fuck you're exhausted.
Yeah, no, it'll be you that the sleep will be a concern for because I get like my 4 hours and I'm fine. Well, Avenged Sevenfold. Yes.
Is it Avenged Sevenfold?
Because we just had the Metallica one, which was unfortunately ass because the venue was really bad. We didn't even stay for the concert. We went in and they were butchering 500 Death Punch, and I'm sure that the playing was good, but the concert hall was not an actual concert hall. It was a football field, and it was entirely made of glass and concrete, and the glass ruined the audio quality so bad.
Yeah.
Plus, our seats weren't even together. We bought them together, and we got separated by this massive pillar and had to sit on basically opposite sides of the building from each other.
Mm-hmm. It was so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
The way the thing displayed the seats showed that it was right next to each other. I am looking for the concert, by the way.
He's trying to see so he can answer your question.
The thing signed me out. I'm confused.
Also, we will probably be doing like giveaways and stuff for my birthday because I love...
No, it's Motionless in White.
Motionless in White?
Yeah. It's Motionless in White.
Really?
Yeah. Motionless in White. Motionless in White, knocked loose after the burial on Alpha Wolf. Yeah. Yes.
That's fucking lit, yes. Yes. I didn't realize it was Motionless in White that was right from my birthday.
Yeah.
I had the concerts flipped, I think.
Yeah. No, because we didn't end up buying the Avenged Sevenfold tickets.
That's right. That's right.
Because we were on the fence about it.
Yeah.
And your work schedule fucked you over, and we would have to have stayed in the hotel, and it would have
Yeah, that's right.
been a pain in the ass. But yeah, no, Motionless in White. So I am very excited.
Yeah, and so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be lit.
I missed the Motionless in White concert in Scotland because I was here, and I really want to go see them again, and I am.
And I've never seen them.
Over the fucking moon.
I've been to 3 concerts, and one of them was ass, and then Other concerts I've been to in my life, I'm not counting because they were like those Christian rock ones where everyone's praying people through and they made me violently uncomfortable and I did not go with my own free will.
Yeah.
But real concerts I've started going this year and they've been great for the most part. So I'm really excited.
Excluding the most recent one, the other ones were mwah.
Yeah, we went and saw Stray Kids and then we went and saw VV.
Yes.
And VV, if you guys don't know who that is, because less people know him by that, most people know him as the lead singer for the band Him. We went and saw him and it was great.
And we're gonna go and see them again because they'll turn with Black Veil Brides.
Yep, so we'll be seeing them again in October.
October, yes.
Yes.
With Sun.
With Sun.
So, yes, exciting times. Yeah, Christian metal is odd.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't Christian metal. The stuff I went to was fucking...
It was those horrible fucking Christian concerts where they stand at the front going, Jesus.
You want to know how bad it was? One of the most vivid memories I've got is right before the shit came out about the fucking, what's it called, David Crowder Band. Right about shit hit the fan with them. In case you don't know, he did some very questionable things. You can look it up on your own. I was at one of the Christian concerts right before the allegations came out. And it was violently fucking uncomfortable. And I actually physically tried to leave and was stopped by a youth pastor. It was not fun. So I'm happy to be going to real concerts that I actually enjoy.
Yes.
It was a pain in the ass to drag me to the first one because I was fucking scared. But, you know, now that I know that concerts are actually fun and they're not traumatic, I'm having a great time.
It was so nervous during the Stray Kids concert, but you know, as it went on,
I eventually came out of my shell.
He
and
relaxed
had a really good
and
time.
enjoyed himself, and yeah, it was nice. And I'm glad that, you know, the first
like,
concert we could have gone to
"Woo,
together.
Big
Yeah, screaming every time Bangshan came out onto the stage.
So, you know, it was a lot of fun. But anyway, we gotta go have some foods. So, yes.
But before I fully devolve into the Inumaru type, and I, you know, become a hellhound.
Well, if you ever want to go to one with us, Melancholy, you just gotta let us know. We are now both in that one giant group chat, so you can just message us in there and be like, I want to go see this. Do you guys want to come with me? And we will tell you if we can make it.
Yeah.
The hinging factor tends to be my work, and if I can actually get to the concerts, but typically if I can get to it, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, typically if I can get to it, I'm down. But just no more AT&T arenas because that was awful.
Absolutely fucking not. If a band I really want to see goes there, I am sorry, but I will skip out. I will be fucking devastated, but I will skip out because that arena was fucking horrendous.
Yeah, 100 for parking alone, and
Yeah.
the concert was just, we stayed for like 15 minutes.
It's fucking awful. Like, they don't have anything set up right. They don't have the door times on the ticket. They don't have, like, and...
The time the doors open is actually when the first band started, and the first band was actually the one we were there to see.
Yeah. We held 2 songs through the glass as we tried to make our way to our seats, and by the time we sat down, they were done. And I was fucking fuming because I have seen Ice Nine Kills once, and it was when they were supporting Motionless in White, and I didn't know who they were at that point.
Hell yeah, we could go to a Slipknot concert if you ever wanted to.
Yes, please.
Spirit would be really, really thrilled, and I would just be happy to be there.
You'd just be happy to be involved.
I'll just be happy to be involved, yeah.
Yes, I will keep an eye on that, and if I see a Slipknot concert coming nearby, I will let you know, because I really want to see Slipknot.
Yes. Just as long as it's, you know, on a day that I can make the journey out to it and, you know, not be...
And if people don't do the Macarena during Custer, I will actually start a riot. I'm just letting you know.
I will do the Macarena during Custer, and I will be one beat off like always.
Like always.
I always start the Macarena early because I get excited.
Yeah.
But anyway, keep it creepy.
Keep it weird.
And most importantly, stay queer. We will see you tomorrow at 7.
We will have a look during the end screen to see if there's anyone we can read.
Yes, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.